Chapter 1981. If he wants it, then give it to him. Luck and fortune, the two words are exactly the same, only the order is reversed, and they have completely different meanings. Everything in the world, whether living or inanimate, has luck. When luck runs out, living beings die, and inanimate objects collapse. But if you put the perspective to the entire star system, the entire race, or even the entire world, the number of living beings and inanimate objects is too large to count. If you want to judge the life and death of an entire star system, race, or world, if you want to watch the luck of the living beings and inanimate objects inside one by one, it is almost an impossible task. Even the Human Emperor Network can check the luck of every stone on every star in the human race. Therefore, fortune appeared in the inheritance of the Cloud Mist sect. Fortune represents the entire star system, the entire race, and even the entire world. Even a great world has its own fortune. The stronger the fortune, the stronger the great world. When fortune is weak, all kinds of problems will arise. Small problems are natural and man-made disasters, and large problems are catastrophic disasters. And fortune can change for various reasons. The root of fortune is still karma, but it is more macro. Understanding fortune allows one to overlook the entire world from a higher perspective, and finally see through the boundaries of the void and comprehend the law of karma. This is the supreme inheritance of the Cloud Mist sect, from luck to fortune, and from fortune to karma. One ring is linked to another, which is very tight. In the final analysis, it is because the illusory laws are too difficult to comprehend. It is already extremely clever for the ancestors of the Cloud Mist sect to come up with such a method. Lin Moyu guessed that the person who created this method should have already comprehended the law of karma. Through sorting out the inheritance, Lin Moyu also understood that what illusion Mist Heavenly Lord finally stripped was not the luck of the various races, but the fortune. When fortune weakens, the luck of everyone in the various races will decline. Moreover, this kind of stripping will last for a long time, and may even be unlucky forever. According to what illusion Mist Heavenly Lord said, the reason why the great world has fallen to this point is because it has plundered too much of the world's origin and suffered too much karma. Then plundering the origin is the cause, and being invaded is the effect. But if there is no such karma, wouldn't the great world be invaded? If there is no plundering of other worlds, the great world would not be so powerful. How should it deal with invasion? Those plundered worlds, they did not plunder others, but they were still invaded by us. What is their karma? In this way, the cause of plundering those small worlds was planted by the human race, and the near extinction of the human race is the repayment of the effect. But they were protected because of the human race. How should this karma be calculated? Finally, Illusion Mist Heavenly Lord said that they were ashamed of the human race and ashamed of this world. Why is this? They must be referring to the Heavenly Lords or Supreme Gods. They have fought to the end and given everything. Why do they say this? The more Lin Moyu thought about it, the more he felt that the whole thing was confusing and mysterious. It is true that the stronger the strength, the more one will find oneself insignificant. Lin Moyu thought of the old man in green in the small world. That big shot was truly incomprehensible. Even Antares dared not mention his name. Who was that big shot? And in the wonder, Lin Moyu seemed to see his previous world. How should this be explained? Lin Moyu felt that the whole world was full of mystery and incomprehension. If you really want to see these things clearly, you can only stand at a higher place, at least to the Heavenly Lord position, to see clearly. Finally, the supreme inheritance of the Cloud Mist sect was sorted out, and there were some insignificant gains. It was still 108,000 miles away from true comprehension. The swelling sensation in the soul gradually subsided, and Lin Moyu also felt a lot easier. The crying in the pearl finally stopped. Opening her eyes, Xiao Wu was sitting on the pearl, looking at herself expectantly. "Have you cried enough?" Lin Moyu asked. Xiao Wu nodded, with a bit of innocence. "I have cried enough." Xiao Wu has met her master. Lin Moyu smiled. "There is no need to be so polite. I will not assign you to do anything. When there is a chance, I will find a way to shape a physical body for you." Xiao Wu nodded. Yes, this is what the old master wanted to do, and it is also Xiao Wu's current expectation. Lin Moyu smiled. "Then you can rest in the pearl." Xiao Wu said, "Oh, master, do you really have nothing for Xiao Wu to do?" This mist master lost her temper and had a very good attitude, completely different from before. Lin Moyu thought for a while, feeling that it seemed meaningless for Xiao Wu to be idle like this. He couldn't help but ask, "Then tell me, what can you do?" Xiao Wu thought for a while, there are quite a lot of things I can do. The old master taught me a lot of things at that time. For example, managing formations, controlling runes, and repairing broken runes. Xiao Wu also understands the various techniques in the Cloud Mist sect, knows most of the materials, and knows what each material can be used for and how to use it. Xiao Wu knows everything about alchemy and weapon refining. Xiao Wu said a lot, and Lin Moyu realized that he had really underestimated her. Illusion Mist Heavenly Lord was definitely not training her as a spirit tool, but as half an heir, or even half a daughter. Except for not being able to master the things in the Inheritance Tower, Xiao Wu knew almost everything else. It's a pity that she can't cultivate. If she one day possessed a physical body and could cultivate like other living beings, what level could she reach? I don't know how strong she would be, but Lin Moyu felt that it was no problem for her to become a master of alchemy and weapon refining. Lin Moyu suddenly had an idea in his mind. Perhaps Xiao Wu's existence could help him a lot. And he had also promised Illusion Mist Heavenly Lord that he would try his best to shape a physical body for Xiao Wu and make her a real living being. Lin Moyu pointed to the rune array group not far away. Xiao Wu, can you help me modify those arrays? Little Mist glanced over and immediately patted her chest to guarantee. No problem, Master, what do you want me to modify it into? Lin Moyu explained his requirements, which were nothing more than stronger defense and automated production, without his intervention. Little Mist readily agreed and flew over. Lin Moyu sent a message to the Array Spirit Little Gold, asking him to cooperate with Little Mist. Although the Array Spirit also possessed some intelligence, it was far inferior to Little Mist. Little Mist began to study the rune arrays created by Lin Moyu, with Little Gold assisting. Lin Moyu didn't know what kind of result would ultimately come out. Whether there would be any gains was not important, and Lin Moyu didn't expect much. It would be best if there were, but it didn't matter if there weren't. The main thing was to find something for Little Mist to do, to prevent her from getting bored. Lin Moyu then calmed down and continued to study the legacy left behind by the Cloud Mist sect. In the central Divine Hall of Divine City, Holy Venerable Hao told Holy Venerable Tien everything that had happened this time. After hearing this, Holy Venerable Tien fell into deep thought. Our understanding of this world is still too superficial. Saying that, he spoke towards the void. Human Emperor, what do you think? After a few seconds, the voice of the Human Emperor network echoed in the hall. From the information currently available, the world does indeed have two sides, virtual and real. I always thought that my existence was already on the virtual side, but now it seems that this is not the case. There are no answers for the time being, but I will conduct research on the virtual and real, trying to find answers. The next time you take a divine journey, you can also try to explore the virtual world. Holy Venerable Tien hummed in agreement, I will. At this moment, Holy Venerable Hao suddenly received a message from Lin Moyu. After reading it, he looked strange. Little friend Lin wants a person occupied by the spirit-devouring race, requiring that their realm be below Divine Venerable. What does he want to do? Holy Venerable Tien said, little friend Lin probably wants to do some experiments. If he wants it, then give it to him. Chapter 1982. Luck transforms into a dragon, comprehending the law. Over the years, the human race has discovered many members of the spirit-devouring race. Most of them have already been executed and a small portion has been retained. The human race has controlled them for research. It sounds a bit cruel, but this is also a helpless thing. Everyone knows that the spirit-devouring race is difficult to eradicate, and may erupt again tens of thousands of years later. This incident has also made the human race realize that their understanding of the spirit-devouring race is not in-depth and needs further research. Research requires samples, so under this premise, some people have been left behind. These people are not strong, below Divine Venerable, and easily controlled. The human race found a barren planet, imprisoned them there, arranged layers of arrays, and with the monitoring of the Human Emperor network, there would be no problems. Now that Lin Moyu wants a person, it is naturally not a problem. Soon, one of them was selected, and after being subjected to restrictions, was directly sent to Divine City. Lin Moyu was comprehending the supreme legacy of the Cloud Mist sect, wanting to understand the art of luck, but gradually, he found that he was not qualified. It wasn't that his comprehension was not enough, but that his realm cultivation was not enough. To use the art of luck, one needs the power of laws. 15. That is to say, one must at least reach the other shore realm to be qualified to learn it. Lin Moyu couldn't help but smile wryly. No wonder I felt that celestial Venerable Illusory Mist's eyes were a bit strange at the time. It turns out it was because of this. But sure, it's only a matter of time, so let's put it aside for now. Lin Moyu very readily stopped his comprehension of the art of luck. Since he wasn't qualified, he would wait until he was. Anyway, the supreme legacy was in his hands and wouldn't run away. No one could steal it even if they wanted to. He then resumed his old business and began to comprehend the law of space. In the divine venerable realm, choosing to cultivate multiple laws together has advantages and disadvantages. The advantage is Lin Moyu's most commonly used phrase, the stones of other mountains can be used to polish jade. The fact is indeed the case. Regardless of the law, there is a commonality. The disadvantage is that comprehending multiple laws will slow down the cultivation speed. If Lin Moyu hadn't learned the laws of space and time, he would now be more than a first-order divine venerable. Lin Moyu didn't regret it. From the beginning of his cultivation, he had been facing various choices. As long as he made a choice, whether it was right or wrong, he would not regret it. This time was the same. Deciding to comprehend the laws of space and time at the same time, Lin Moyu was prepared to slow down his cultivation speed. Slowing down is nothing. The fusion of laws after successful comprehension is truly worth looking forward to. Compared to others, I'm already much faster. What I'm pursuing now is not a rapid breakthrough in realm, but to pursue absolute combat power in the same realm. Combat power is the most real thing. Lin Moyu thought of what Celestial Venerable Illusory Mist had said, he still had time. Yes, he still had time. Lin Moyu unfolded the wings of the undead behind him. The wings of the undead vibrated rapidly, and wisps of the law of space permeated the cultivation room. Now that Lin Moyu's soul has been improved again, reaching the Holy Venerable Realm, the prototype of the world of laws has also been built. The improvement of the soul realm makes the law of space stimulated by the wings of the undead more and more clear and powerful. Lin Moyu suddenly thought, if I raise my luck to the limit, will comprehension be faster? Thinking of this, Lin Moyu immediately detonated his luck. Luck increased sharply, and a white mist emerged from the top of his head. The white mist turned into a dragon shape, and bursts of dragon roars came out. Luck transforms into a dragon, and luck breaks through its limits, condensing into shape. At this moment, whatever Lin Moyu does will be smooth sailing. Although it can only be maintained for a very short period of time, it can still play an amazing role. Lin Moyu seized the opportunity and continued to comprehend the law of space. In an instant, a large number of insights surged into his mind, as if the mist had cleared, and many previously unclear points became clear one by one. The originally vague law of space is now revealed in another clear form. 10 minutes later, the mist above his head disappeared, the dragon roars gradually faded, and luck returned to normal. For just 10 minutes, for the comprehension of laws, it is a very short time, like a snap of the fingers. But these 10 minutes were extremely important to Lin Moyu. Like someone who has been locked outside the door for a long time, finally found the key and opened the door to the treasure house. Finally, instead of peeking at the scenery inside the door through the cracks, he opened the door with the key and looked at it generously. 10 minutes, the effect is better than a year of previous comprehension. Lin Moyu was overjoyed, and his fists clenched unconsciously, it really works. At this moment, his mood had slight fluctuations. His idea was verified, detonating and sublimating luck can really accelerate his comprehension of the law. In that case, if it is used in the comprehension of the law of time, it should also be useful. Although the law of space is difficult to comprehend, it can be considered a small achievement. After all, the Lost Star River has already appeared. But the law of time is still far behind. As a result, Lin Moyu once gave up the idea of advancing both laws at the same time. The appearance of the luck burst technique once again ignited Lin Moyu's idea of advancing both at the same time. He tried to comprehend the law of time. An hour later, Lin Moyu used the luck burst technique again, detonating his luck. Luck transforms into a dragon, and the dragon roars in the cultivation room. The red light flashed at the same time, and the curse of time came out against the materials used for cultivation. The curse appeared, and then accelerated in time, revealing clues about the law of time. In the state of luck transforming into a dragon, the law of time was finally revealed more clearly. Compared to the law of space, the law of time is more obscure and difficult to understand, and the difficulty of comprehension is much higher. Otherwise, with Lin Moyu's comprehension, it would have been impossible for him to have no major gains for so long. Now, with luck bursting, he finally grasped the context of the law of time and began to truly move towards 597 towards the law of time. A warship flew into Divine City. There were only 2 people on the warship, Zhu Qiwu and another divine king. The God King was unconscious, not just physically, but also in her soul. Her soul was not of the human race, but of the Soul Eater race. Holy Paragon Hao had been waiting. Zhu Qiwu respectfully greeted Holy Paragon Hao, "Greetings, teacher." Holy Paragon Hao smiled and said, "Qiwu, you've worked hard this time." Zhu Qiwu immediately said, "It's not hard at all. Teacher, please feel free to command." Qiwu will obey without hesitation. Holy Paragon Hao smiled and said, "Take the person to little friend Lin." As he spoke, he pointed a finger, and a beacon appeared in the sky, pointing to Lin Moyu's cultivation room. Zhu Qiwu said, "So it's for Lin Moyu, that kid." As soon as he spoke, he realized he had slipped up. He was used to being casual with Lin Moyu, but he couldn't speak like that in front of Holy Paragon Hao. Holy Paragon Hao referred to Lin Moyu as little friend, while he called Lin Moyu kid, which was disrespectful to Holy Paragon Hao. Fortunately, Holy Paragon Hao didn't mind. As a teacher, he knew what kind of person his disciple was. "Go, don't keep little friend Lin waiting." "Yes." Zhu Qiwu quickly took the person and followed the beacon. But he was thinking in his heart, "This kid will wait for me. It's more like he'll make me wait." Chapter 1983. Are those celestial sovereigns really dead? Zhu Qiwu was right, Lin Moyu certainly wouldn't wait for him, and he even had to wait for Lin Moyu. The door to the cultivation room was tightly closed. Zhu Qiwu knocked, but no one answered. He sent a message to Lin Moyu, but there was no response either. There was no good way, so he could only wait patiently. From the faint energy fluctuations coming from the cultivation room, and the operation of the formation on the door, it could be judged that Lin Moyu was cultivating inside. "Damn kid, just a divine sovereign, and he's making me wait. See how I deal with you." Zhu Qiwu gritted his teeth, looking like he was going to make things difficult for Lin Moyu. He simply sat down at the door, to see how long he would have to wait. When it came to patience, Zhu Qiwu never lacked it. In the void of the battlefield, he could sit for thousands of years, so what was this little bit of time? "You cultivate, and I'll cultivate too." Zhu Qiwu directly began to cultivate at the door. With the inheritance of the shattered star sovereign, there were still many things he needed to comprehend. One young and one old, one inside and one outside, they each cultivated. Lin Moyu used the curse of time again and again, while constantly detonating his own luck, to comprehend the law of time. Gradually, he discovered the rules of the luck burst technique. If used continuously, the effect of the luck burst technique would become worse and worse. He realized that luck was consumable. Each time he used the luck burst technique, it would consume a certain amount of luck, which would take time to recover. Finally, he found the balance point. He used the luck burst technique once every 2 hours, and each time it could last for 10 minutes, which was the best effect. The 10 minutes of the luck burst technique were extremely valuable, and he could comprehend a lot of things, and then use the remaining time to digest and absorb them. Repeating this cycle, Lin Moyu's understanding of the law of time gradually deepened. He was immersed in it, enjoying it, and getting closer and closer to the threshold of the law. Finally, 3 months later, a brilliant river of laws emerged in Lin Moyu's soul world. This river of laws was extremely strange, different from any river of laws Lin Moyu had ever seen. First, a small tributary connected to the huge and majestic river of the law of time. And the river of the law of time seemed to be connected to another even more majestic river. The already majestic river of the law of time, when compared with this great river, seemed very small. The great river was illusory and hazy, and only an outline could be seen. But Lin Moyu could feel the terror of this great river. Just the slightest aura it emitted gave Lin Moyu a feeling of being crushed. Awe rose in Lin Moyu's heart, and his eyes were filled with shock. "What is this?" "Wow, how did you summon it?" A crisp voice came, and Little Mist, who was originally communicating feelings with Little Gold, flew over on her exclusive white cloud. Lin Moyu asked, "Do you know what it is?" Little Mist nodded. "I know, this is the River of Time." River of Time. Lin Moyu immediately thought of the River of Destiny. What is the relationship between the River of Time and the River of Destiny? Lin Moyu didn't hesitate to ask, Little Mist, can you tell me everything you know about the River of Time? Little Mist nodded, of course, but I also heard it from the old master, so I don't really know much. The old master said that the River of Time runs through the entire world's past and future. Through the River of Time, you can return to the past or go to the future. But the old master also said that celestial sovereigns are not qualified to enter the River of Time. Little Mist's words shocked Lin Moyu again. Even celestial sovereigns were not qualified to enter the River of Time, so who else could enter? Could it be that only the legendary Dao sovereigns could enter? But are there Dao sovereigns in the great world? There probably haven't been any since ancient times. Little Mist tilted her head, thought for a while, and suddenly exclaimed, I remember, the old master had a friend, who seemed to be called Time Celestial Sovereign. At that time, Time Celestial Sovereign came to discuss Dao with the old master, and the old master asked me to pour tea and serve him. People were almost dying of busyness, and they still had to be assigned to do this and that. It was really annoying. Lin Moyu's heart stirred. He could imagine the intentions of Illusion Mist Celestial Sovereign. Two celestial sovereigns discussing Dao was a great opportunity for anyone. Even getting a glimpse of it would be invaluable. Little Mist, who was present throughout, was still complaining. At the same time, he also knew that in ancient times, not only did someone comprehend the law of time, but they also advanced to Celestial Sovereign. What did they say? Little Mist said, at that time, the old master asked Time Celestial Sovereign if he had ever entered the River of Time. Time Celestial Sovereign said at the time that entering the River of Time has nothing to do with the law of time. Anyone has a chance to enter, but Celestial Sovereigns are not enough. Even he is not qualified to enter. Even the Celestial Sovereign who controlled the law of time was not qualified to enter the River of Time. This was enough to show how terrifying the River of Time was. A river that runs through the past and future, if one could enter it and travel to the past and future, it was indeed not something one could enter at will. For no reason, a person appeared in Lin Moyu's mind. The green-robed old man who generously gave him the origin spell in the origin secret realm, and killed countless strongmen with a wave of his hand, was he qualified to enter the River of Time? Perhaps he was, perhaps he wasn't, Lin Moyu had no answer. But if he were to say who was the most mysterious person he had ever met in his life, it would be the green-robed old man. Lin Moyu asked, Little Mist, do you know the River of Destiny? Little Mist frowned, trying hard to think, and finally found relevant information in her memory. I remember, the old master had a friend, called Destiny Celestial Sovereign, and once Destiny Celestial Sovereign came to find the old master to discuss Dao. The old master asked me to pour tea and serve him. People were almost dying of busyness, and they still had to be assigned to do this and that. It was really annoying. Lin Moyu couldn't help but laugh when he heard the exact same words. Obviously, this Little Mist classmate had deep resentment towards her busyness back then. After complaining, Little Mist continued, Destiny Celestial Sovereign mentioned the River of Destiny, but didn't say anything too specific. But the old master later said that Destiny Celestial Sovereign couldn't truly change destiny. Lin Moyu pondered Little Mist's words, roughly guessing the meaning. The powerhouses of the ancient times were indeed beyond his imagination. Illusion Mist Celestial Sovereign, Time Celestial Sovereign, Destiny Celestial Sovereign. They were all terrifying existences who had mastered a power to the extreme, but even such existences had died later. Died? Lin Moyu was startled, and a question arose in his heart, did they really die? The last words of Illusion Mist Celestial Sovereign reappeared in his mind. We people are ashamed of the great world, ashamed of countless living beings. Why ashamed? As a celestial venerable, if one fights to the end, like those supreme beings, until death, why would there still be guilt? This sentence is too strange, really too strange. He's talking about some people, meaning more than one. Lin Moyu thought of another possibility. These celestial venerables, did they leave the great world, break away from the great world? Only this way can it be explained. Lin Moyu came back to his senses, sighed, this isn't something he should be considering now. Little Mist, do you still remember what they said during the Celestial Venerables Dao discussion? Little Mist thought, I can still remember some, but some are not very clear, I was too busy at the time. Lin Moyu said, think carefully, remember as much as you can, okay. Little Mist hummed, agreeing readily. Chapter 1984. You old man can marry 10 or 100 more. The door to the cultivation room slowly opened. Lin Moyu saw Zhu Qiwu sitting at the door. Zhu Qiwu sensed Lin Moyu, stopped cultivating, raised his eyelids and glanced over. Little Lin, you've got a big head now. Lin Mo Yu, with a thick skin, didn't change his expression. How could I have imagined it was you who sent someone over? Zhu Qiwu snorted, isn't it because you have enough face, sending a god king, and the old man has to personally come? Lin Mo Yu said, it's not because I have a big face, it's because House Sage Venerable trusts you. Stop flattering me, the person you wanted has been delivered. If there's nothing else, this old man will leave. If I stay any longer, I'm afraid I can't help but beat you up. Zhu Qiwu threw the unconscious god king in front of Lin Mo Yu. An invisible force restrained her, causing her to float in midair. This god king has a beautiful appearance and a tall figure. It can be seen that she is very young, and her cultivation time is not long. If she hadn't been possessed by the spirit-devouring race, she should also be a rare genius. Zhu Qiwu said he was leaving, but in fact, he didn't move a step. Lin Mo Yu knew what he was thinking at a glance, and immediately gave him a step down. You old man, slow down, maybe there will be something to trouble you later, so you don't have to run back and forth. Please come in, old man. Zhu Qiwu's face showed a satisfied expression, but he muttered on his lips, really troublesome, can't you finish things in one breath? He followed Lin Mo Yu into the cultivation room, his eyes filled with curiosity. Lin Mo Yu walked in front, his eyes with a smile. How could he not know that Zhu Qiwu had long been filled with curiosity? 450 regarding his request for a god king possessed by the spirit-devouring race, and specifying that it be female, what exactly is his purpose? Zhu Qiwu followed behind, his eyes strange, constantly looking Lin Mo Yu up and down, and occasionally making a strange laugh. Little Lin, just tell me the truth, what are you going to do? This woman, whether in appearance or figure, is the best of the best. Lin Mo Yu's voice came faintly, Senior Zhu, you are also considered the head of a family, if not tens of thousands, there are also thousands of descendants. Is it good to have such thoughts? Zhu Qiwu smiled, what's not good, everyone is a man, this old man understands. Lin Mo Yu said, then you go and marry some more. With your current status, marrying 10 or 100 more wouldn't be a problem. As long as you open your mouth, I'm afraid there will be countless unmarried fairy goddesses lining up to marry you. Zhu Qiwu's eyes widened, stinky brat, your courage is getting bigger and bigger, daring to joke with this old man. You were the first to joke with me. Lin Mo Yu turned around, looking at Zhu Qiwu with a smile. The two, one old and one young, stared at each other, and after a long while, they both laughed out loud. Zhu Qiwu sat diagonally in the void without any image. No more jokes, what do you want her for? Lin Mo Yu said, I want to try, whether the spirit-devouring race's ability to possess can be turned into a spell. Zhu Qiwu snorted, absolutely impossible, this is the spirit-devouring race's talent, how could it be turned into a spell? Lin Mo Yu didn't think so. The spirit-devouring race once integrated the abilities and spells of other races into themselves, and inherited them from generation to generation like possession. Since they can integrate other things into their talents, it also shows that their talents are not dead things. If we reverse the process and reverse the talent into a spell, it's not impossible. I have seen similar examples in the Human Emperor network. Some races can turn their talents into spells and pass them on to their descendants. Zhu Qiwu still felt it was unlikely, then you can try it. Lin Mo Yu said, whether it succeeds or not, we'll know after a try. His soul power suddenly vibrated, and boundless soul power rolled out, and the phantom of the soul world appeared in the cultivation room. Zhu Qiwu was stunned, and let out a strange cry, Rule World. How can you have a rule world? Lin Mo Yu said lightly, it's just a prototype. Zhu Qiwu still couldn't believe it, even a prototype is amazing, you have the prototype of a rule world, becoming a sage venerable in the future is a sure thing. Maybe, Lin Mo Yu responded noncommittally, for him, it was really just a prototype, and it was still far from the rule world he wanted. Soul power enveloped the God King who was possessed by the spirit-devouring race, quickly drilled into her body, and found her soul world. Come out. Soul power turned into a giant hand, forcibly grabbing the other party's soul out. The soul of the spirit-devouring race, like a small worm, curled up there, motionless. On the soul, there were some runes, forming a restriction, controlling the soul of the spirit-devouring race. Lin Mo Yu's soul power turned into sharp thorns, instantly piercing into the soul of the spirit-devouring race. Accompanied by a slight scream, the soul of the spirit-devouring race died on the spot. Lin Mo Yu's soul power wrapped up at this moment, so that the soul of the spirit-devouring race would not collapse. But this can only be maintained for a period of time. The collapse of the soul after death is inevitable and unstoppable. Once the soul dies, the possessed body also falls into death. At this time, Lin Mo Yu waved a majestic vitality, so that the body continued to be in a half-dead state, maintaining a certain activity. The soul is dead but not collapsed, the body is half-dead. Zhu Qiwu watched, his eyebrows jumping. He was used to fighting and killing, he considered himself inferior to Lin Mo Yu in such precise operations. He knew Lin Mo Yu relatively well, knew some of Lin Mo Yu's spell abilities, and also knew that perhaps only Lin Mo Yu could do this step in this world. Lin Mo Yu opened his eyes of soul, and at the same time carefully sensed, confirming that the connection between the soul and the body was completely broken. He muttered to himself, after all, it was taken by possession, no matter how integrated, they are actually two completely different individuals. Because of some rules, they cannot be separated during life, but they can still be distinguished after death. Although the possession of the spirit-devouring race is terrible, it cannot be distinguished when alive. But after death, the body and soul are still divided into two, each under its own jurisdiction. Undying flames burned from the fingertips, enveloping the soul. White Star Spell, Rebirth of the Dead. This spell, which had not been used for a long time, once again showed its magical side. The soul that had just died began to be reborn in the undying flames, regaining its vitality. The reason why Lin Mo Yu retained the soul was to cast Rebirth of the Dead. The spirit-devouring race is a very peculiar race, they are born as soul bodies. Once they die, nothing will be left. If their soul bodies cannot be retained, Rebirth of the Dead will not work. If the resurrected object is the person after being possessed, then what is resurrected is only the original body of this person, not the spirit-devouring race. This kind of thing has happened before, so Lin Mo Yu needs to kill the spirit-devouring race separately and then resurrect it. Zhu Qiwu marveled, your spell is really too magical. Lin Mo Yu said, I also think it's very magical, but don't ask me why, I can't say. Lin Mo Yu really couldn't say. Everything has a root, but where is the root of Rebirth of the Dead, he didn't know. The soul of the spirit-devouring race quickly completed its rebirth, became a reborn, it lay prostrate in front of Lin Mo Yu like a worm, extremely respectful. Lin Mo Yu asked, what abilities have you lost, and what abilities have you retained? The revenant honestly answered, lost the ability to contact the same race, retained the ability to seize. In other words, even revenants can still seize. However, because they have become revenants, equivalent to becoming another new race, they have lost the ability to contact other soul eaters. Lin Mo Yu asked, can your seizing ability be used by others? Regarding whether the seizing ability can be inherited, Lin Mo Yu is also uncertain, so he needs to experiment. The first step of the experiment, and also the simplest step, is to directly ask. After becoming a revenant, no matter what questions Lin Mo Yu has, it will honestly answer. The revenant immediately responded, yes. Lin Mo Yu was overjoyed, he really guessed it right. Zhu Qiwu couldn't help but exclaim, it really can. Lin Mo Yu continued to ask, how to do it? The revenant said, refining our souls can obtain soul crystals. Using our soul crystals, you can launch a seizing once. It's that simple. Lin Mo Yu felt a little unbelievable, there might be some restrictions in it. He continued to inquire, obtaining more detailed information. Although revenants are very obedient, they are generally not very bright. After becoming a revenant, their intelligence is greatly reduced, making them more suitable as warriors. After repeated inquiries, Lin Mo Yu finally obtained enough detailed information. Refining the souls of soul eaters can indeed obtain soul crystals. However, the probability of obtaining soul crystals is very low. The higher the realm of the soul eater, the higher the probability of obtaining soul crystals. For soul eaters in the God King realm, the probability of obtaining soul crystals is only about 1 in 10,000. Upon reaching the God Emperor realm, this probability can be increased to 1 in 1,000. But Lin Mo Yu doesn't think this probability is a problem, he has a way to solve it. Then using the soul crystal, one can perform seizing, with effects similar to that of soul eater seizing. During the inquiry, Lin Mo Yu discovered that this ability was not innate to the soul eaters, but evolved later, and it was still an active evolution. Asking the reason, he learned that the soul eaters were once too weak. In order to please some powerful existences, they actively evolved this ability, using this ability for transactions, exchanging it for some bodies. The Soul Eaters also relied on those exchanged bodies to gradually become stronger. Moreover, seizing has many benefits, that is, it can obtain part of the soul power of the seized, and may also inherit the seized's talents, thereby making oneself stronger. Zhu Qiwu said, "Is this repaying evil with evil? The Soul Eaters once seized countless people, but I didn't expect their souls to have such an effect. If this news is released, it is estimated that the Soul Eaters will become a treasure. There are still many Soul Eaters in the great world that have not been eliminated. If others know that the Soul Eaters have these abilities, many old guys will take action to refine the souls of the Soul Eaters. They don't need it, but that doesn't mean their descendants don't need it. Seizing others, obtaining part of their soul power and talents, is a disguised way to strengthen oneself." Zhu Qiwu asked, "Speaking of which, what do you want the Soul Eater's ability for? You don't seize." He knows how strong Lin Moyu's foundation is. Just Lin Moyu's body, it is difficult to find one comparable to it in the entire great world. He can't possibly abandon his body. Lin Moyu chuckled and called out Xiao Wu. Xiao Wu drove the white cloud and appeared in the cultivation room. Xiao Wu blinked her big eyes, looking at Lin Moyu. "Master, what's the matter calling me here?" Lin Moyu pointed to the God King's corpse lying on the ground. "I think, instead of shaping a body for you, it's better to just give you a real body. Look, do you like this kind of body?" When Illusion Mist Celestial Venerable created Xiao Wu, the condensed appearance was that of the human race. Xiao Wu can completely accept the appearance of the human race. Hearing that he was going to choose a body for himself, Xiao Wu's eyes lit up, and she nodded hurriedly after just one glance. I like it, Master is the best." Lin Moyu said, "Okay, then it's settled, I'll call you after I'm ready." Okay, thank you Master is the best." Xiao Wu happily went back. It could be seen that she was extremely excited. Zhu Qiwu finally understood what Lin Moyu was going to do, and said with surprise, "You are actually doing it for a spirit." He has heard of shaping bodies for spirits, but has never heard of letting spirits seize. Lin Moyu said, "I promised Xiao Wu's old master that I would let Xiao Wu become a real living being. Shaping a body with various materials is not a real living being, at most it is just a puppet. So I want to try, can I let her seize and become a real living being?" Lin Moyu didn't know what Illusion Mist Celestial Venerable was going to do back then, but with Illusion Mist Celestial Venerable's ability, he had been preparing for many years. It must not be easy to do. Illusion Mist Celestial Venerable regarded Xiao Wu as his daughter and relative, and also didn't want to turn Xiao Wu into a puppet-like existence. There seemed to be no Soul Eaters in the ancient times, so he could not perform seizing. Now that there is this opportunity, Lin Moyu will naturally try it. Lin Moyu looked at Zhu Qiwu. "I have to trouble you again, please bring me a few more God King realm experts, and they have to be female God Kings, young and beautiful." Zhu Qiwu already understood Lin Moyu's thoughts. "Okay, leave this to me." Saying that, Zhu Qiwu strode away. Lin Moyu moved his mind and dispersed the revenant. The Soul Eater who became a revenant is actually dead and can no longer be refined. Lin Moyu will definitely find a way to complete what he has promised, which is also his principle of being a person. The cultivation room returned to silence again, and Lin Moyu began to comprehend the law of time again. Now he has found the right method, allowing the laws of time and space to advance side by side. For the time being, the law of space is still a little ahead, and the law of time is catching up. In the central divine palace, the voice of the human emperor network suddenly sounded. Lin Moyu has constructed a prototype of a rule world. The two were shocked at the same time, followed by great joy. House Saint Venerable laughed loudly. Lin's little friend's path to the Holy Venerable can be considered open. Heavenly Saint Venerable also smiled slightly. It is natural that Lin's little friend will achieve the Holy Venerable, but I did not expect that he would construct a rule world so early. This is a great happy event, constructing a rule world prototype at the first level of the God Venerable, unprecedented. Even the God of War back then only constructed a rule world prototype at the peak of the God Venerable. From this point of view, Lin's little friend has surpassed the God of War back then. The name of the second God of War of the human race seems to be secure. The two were very happy. This is one of the best news in recent years. At the same time, the two are also full of expectations for the future. Perhaps Lin Moyu can really reach the peak and recast the God Road. To truly complete what Xiao Zontian had not completed. How Saint Venerable received Zhu Qiwu's message again, and raised his eyebrows. Lin's little friend also wants soul eaters. Heavenly Saint Venerable agreed readily. Give it to him, give as much as he wants. If it's not enough, we'll go out and grab them. Under the divine city, by the lost sea, Star-Old slowly opened his eyes. The prototype of the Rule World, it's really unexpected. Can you accomplish what you couldn't accomplish back then? The earth-shattering laughter of Rune Saint Venerable came from another cultivation room. Understood. In the cultivation room, the light was dazzling. In the hands of Venerable Fu Sheng, a small box was shimmering, with countless runes flowing rapidly on it, forming a complex and mysterious ancient rune. However, this ancient rune seemed to have quite a few flaws. Chapter 1986, Rule Godstone. Venerable Fu Sheng, holding the box, rushed out of the cultivation room with extreme excitement. If the gate of the cultivation room had opened a little slower, he would have probably smashed it to pieces. He transformed into a stream of light, rushing into the central hall at nearly the speed of light. It's done, it's done. Venerable Fu Sheng shouted loudly. Venerable Tian Sheng and Venerable Hao Sheng were initially happy for Lin Mo Yu, but upon seeing Venerable Fu Sheng, they realized what had happened, and their joy doubled. Venerable Tian Sheng said, don't rush, speak slowly, what's in the box? Venerable Fu Sheng shook his head, I don't know. He hadn't had time to look, he just excitedly came over after learning how to open the box. Venerable Hao Sheng asked with curiosity, then open it and see what's inside. Venerable Fu Sheng suspended the box in midair, and the power of rules condensed on his fingers, and he began to draw runes. What he was drawing was an ancient rune, an extremely complex ancient rune. Behind him, a huge and ancient rune slowly rose, the runes intertwined with each other, forming a peculiar world. This was a world belonging to runes, and also Venerable Fu Sheng's world of rules. Compared to the other venerable saints, Venerable Fu Sheng's world of rules still appeared weak. After all, he had only recently been promoted to Venerable Saint, and his power was not yet strong enough. However, compared to Lin Mo Yu's prototype world, it was still much stronger. The runes in the world of rules sparkled, and the power of rules surged out, converging into the ancient rune through his fingertips. After a few minutes, an ancient rune appeared in midair. Three-dimensional, mysterious, majestic, exuding an aura completely different from ordinary runes. Venerable Fu Sheng sent the ancient rune into the box, and the runes on the box immediately flowed, as if they were alive. Venerable Fu Sheng explained, the box is sealed by ancient runes. This ancient rune looks complete, but it actually has many gaps. To unlock the seal, you need to find these gaps and draw an ancient rune in reverse to fill all these gaps. In this way, the box can be opened. If the box is opened by force, the ancient rune will be detonated, directly destroying the contents of the box. Even if the contents of the box are strong enough, the explosion will cause a riot in the deep space, directly causing the contents to enter the riot and become untraceable. Venerable Hao Sheng also had some research on ancient runes. After listening to Venerable Fu Sheng's explanation, he couldn't help but sigh, the person who could think of this method is truly a genius. However, Venerable Fu Sheng's ability to find a solution proves that he is no worse than that person. Venerable Fu Sheng shook his head, it's different. That person can divide the ancient rune into a large number of gaps and still maintain the use of the ancient rune, which is much better than me. I'm just going in the opposite direction through his ancient rune, which is much easier. I have learned a lot from this ancient rune. The rune masters of the ancient times were indeed much stronger than we are now. Venerable Fu Sheng was not proud at all, and generously admitted his shortcomings. Venerable Tian Sheng said, the strong men of the ancient times are indeed amazing, but I believe we are not bad either. Venerable Fu Sheng nodded, I will try my best to catch up with them, and even surpass them. Even if I can't, there is still little friend Lin, I believe he will definitely be fine. In the midst of the conversation, the box once again bloomed with brilliant light. The ancient rune on the box merged with the ancient rune drawn by Venerable Fu Sheng, and finally formed a perfect ancient rune. With a click, the tightly sealed box opened a crack, and then a majestic aura rushed out of the box. This is. A look of shock appeared in the eyes of the three venerable saints at the same time. The aura in the box was actually the aura of the God Path. In addition to being shocked, they began to look forward to it, and even couldn't wait. The box slowly opened, and after a flash of glow, the contents of the box were truly presented in front of the three people. It was a stone. The outer layer of the stone looked like jade at first glance, and then like a stream of water. Upon closer inspection, this stone seemed to be alive. Although the aura exuded by the stone was not strong, it was extremely heavy, as if this stone was carrying a world. Rule Godstone, Venerable Hao Sheng murmured. Venerable Tian Sheng said to the void, Human Emperor, please identify it. A light descended from the sky and landed on the stone. Under the illumination of the light, the stone reflected an even more dreamy color. It appeared and disappeared in the light, as if it would disappear at any time, as if it were non-existent, but it truly existed. Venerable Tian Sheng said, all signs are in line with the appearance of the Rule Godstone in the records. At this time, Venerable Hao Sheng's breathing was slightly faster, appearing very nervous, waiting for the results of the Human Emperor. The Human Emperor network identified it for a full 10 minutes before the light was retracted, and the Human Emperor's voice came, it should be the Rule Godstone, that's right. Venerable Fu Sheng had only recently achieved the status of Venerable Saint, and he was not clear about many things within the Venerable Saint rank, so he immediately asked, what is the Rule Godstone? The Human Emperor network explained, the Rule Godstone is a godstone composed of various rules, and it is also the stone that makes up the God Path. According to records, there are very few Rule Godstones in the world. Most of the Rule Godstones come from the Rule Worlds of the Heavenly Venerates, and the output is also extremely small. Venerable Fu Sheng asked, can the Rule Godstone be used to cultivate the God Path? Yes. The Human Emperor network immediately gave a positive answer. This answer made Venerable Fu Sheng overjoyed. But then, the Human Emperor network said again, but we can't do it. Venerable Hao Sheng sighed, indeed, we can't do it. He stretched out his hand and grabbed the Rule Godstone. But he grabbed empty air. His palm passed through the Rule Godstone. The Godstone was like it didn't exist, and he couldn't touch it at all. Venerable Fu Sheng was stunned for a moment, and also reached out to grab it, and it was the same. Venerable Tian Sheng didn't move, he seemed to have known this would happen. He said in a low voice, don't try, we can't touch the Rule Godstone. He replaced the Human Emperor network and told Venerable Fu Sheng the origin of the Rule Godstone. Among the few remaining qualifications of the human race related to the ancient times, there happened to be records related to the Rule Godstone. It is said that at the beginning of the Great World, there was only one God Path, and this God Path was naturally formed. Later, the first Venerable Saint walked on the God Path and successfully became the Supreme, and then became the Heavenly Venerate. The Heavenly Venerate's Rule World could produce Rule Godstones, and the Rule Godstones could build the Heavenly Path. So that Heavenly Venerate began to build the God Path, but he discovered that the God Path required too many Rule Godstones, and relying solely on his Rule World would take many years to complete a God Path. So, he traveled the world and found some naturally formed Rule Godstones from various secret corners of the world. Although the number was not enough, it was enough to build several God Paths. Later, the number of Heavenly Venerates increased, the number of Rule Godstones also increased, and the number of God Paths gradually increased, until it increased to 100. Until now, in the ancient war, the God Paths broke. The world's resources have been greatly reduced, natural Rule Godstones can no longer be found, the Heavenly Venerates have also disappeared, and the God Paths have always been unable to be repaired. Over the years, the Venerable Saints of all races have been trying to repair the God Paths, but the effect is minimal. Only the God Path in the human race is relatively lightly broken, and there may be a chance to rush up. This also became the fuse for the near destruction of the human race 100,000 years ago. Now the Rule Godstone is right in front of them, but they can't use it, which is indeed unacceptable. Suddenly, Venerable Hao Sheng's eyes lit up, perhaps, little friend Lin can use it. Chapter 1987, isn't it a 1 in 10,000 probability? In the cultivation room, in just a few days, Lin Moyu's understanding of the law of time has improved further. Lin Moyu secretly estimated that his mastery of the law of time was about to reach 10%, while his control of the law of space was around 15%, and he would soon catch up. As long as the two laws can advance side by side, not only will it not affect his cultivation, but it will also feed back to himself and speed up his cultivation. As for the fusion of the two laws, Lin Moyu hadn't thought about it for the time being, it was still too far away. 15 days later, Zhu Qiwu returned again. This time he brought back 10 god kings who had been possessed by the spirit-devouring race. Without exception, they were all young female god kings, each with excellent appearance and aptitude. Zhu Qiwu said, I'll bring 10 over first. See if that's enough. If not, this old man will go again. That should be enough. Lin Moyu had his own methods. If his method worked, 10 people would be enough. If it didn't, adding another 100 probably wouldn't be enough either. Zhu Qiwu said, then you can start. I'm also very curious to see if it's possible to successfully turn a spirit into a living being. Creating life is something that only God can do. You're overstepping your bounds. You still need to be careful. Lin Moyu smiled slightly, thank you for the reminder, senior. I will be careful. Creating life isn't just God's specialty. Celestial sovereigns can create life in their own world of rules. Of course, this kind of creation isn't from nothing. The level is a bit lower. What Lin Moyu is doing now isn't creating something from nothing either. It's not true creation. Soul power erupted, and he grabbed one of the spirit-devouring race. Refine. Undying flames rose from his palm, and soul power was injected into the flames to control them. He threw the spirit-devouring race into the flames. Immediately, screams rang out. The spirit-devouring race quickly turned to ashes in the flames, leaving nothing behind. The first refinement failed, but Lin Moyu wasn't discouraged. He experienced the feeling just now. When refining the spirit-devouring race, their souls quickly began to shrink. At first, their souls had traces of concentrating towards the center. The power of the souls was gathering, about to become a crystal. But for some reason, the already quite concentrated power vanished in an instant. Was I too hasty? Lin Moyu felt that he might have been too fast. Refining slower might be better. He took out the second spirit-devouring race and started refining again. This time, the refining speed was much slower, more than 3 times slower than before. At first, the part of the power that was being refined began to approach the center of the soul. This time, Lin Moyu was very careful. Not only was the speed slow, but he also stared without blinking. The souls of the spirit-devouring race continued to gather, and finally a small crystal appeared. Soul crystal. Lin Moyu was overjoyed. Was the soul crystal formed just like that? Suddenly, the soul crystal began to vibrate. It seemed to be rejecting Lin Moyu's refinement. The entire crystal collapsed and was about to disappear. Strange, it was clearly about to succeed. Lin Moyu felt very strange. It was clear that he was about to succeed, so why did it suddenly fail again? When the crystal collapsed, I seemed to feel a trace of the power of karma. But what does refining the spirit-devouring race have to do with karma? Lin Moyu didn't quite understand and couldn't figure it out. After failing twice in a row, Lin Moyu decided to try another method. Zhu Qiwu said from the side, don't worry, these are just spirit-devouring race at the God King realm. The success rate is only 1 in 10,000. If it really doesn't work, I'll go and catch a few God Venerable realm ones for you. Lin Moyu shook his head, I was just trying it out just now. Failure is normal, let's see this time. With a thought, he detonated his luck. Luck transformed into a dragon, emitting bursts of dragon roars. Zhu Qiwu didn't seem to feel anything. He couldn't see luck at all, and he couldn't hear the dragon's roar either. Luck is illusory. With Zhu Qiwu's current realm, he couldn't touch illusory things. Unless he could understand the world of illusion and reality like Lin Moyu, and understand the two sides of the world from the bottom up, then it might be possible to hear the dragon's roar. Although Zhu Qiwu couldn't see it, he still felt Lin Moyu's change. In his eyes, Lin Moyu suddenly became ethereal, as if he was about to leave this world. He was clearly right in front of him, but he had a feeling that he would disappear at any time. What the hell did this brat do? Zhu Qiwu felt very curious in his heart, but he didn't bother Lin Moyu. Under the burst luck technique, Lin Moyu's luck broke through its limit and reached its peak. In this state, everything he did was incredibly smooth, and his wishes came true. Refining the souls of the spirit-devouring race, there was only a 1 in 10,000 chance of obtaining a soul crystal in the God King realm. Wishes come true, and good luck is at its peak. Can 1 in 10,000 become 100%? Lin Moyu thought in his heart, immediately seized the time, and began to refine. The undead flames rose, soul power was injected into them, and then he casually grabbed a spirit-devouring race and threw it in. The whole movement looked a bit rough. In the undead flames, the spirit-devouring race was quickly refined. Their soul power concentrated towards the center, forming a crystal. A trace of the power of karma descended. If it was the same as before, the crystal would immediately shatter. But the dragon of luck above Lin Moyu's head let out a dragon's roar, causing the descending power of karma to change. The crystal didn't shatter, but accelerated its condensation, and in the blink of an eye, it formed a soul crystal. It's done. Lin Moyu was overjoyed and reached out to receive the soul crystal. A soul crystal as small as a thumb, containing the spirit-devouring race's talent ability, possession. Zhu Qiwu stared wide-eyed. It's done. He murmured, his luck is so good. He just happened to run into a 1 in 10,000 probability. No wonder the teacher wanted to take him to the inheritance land of the Cloud Mist sect. Only with this kind of luck can he reach the end. Lin Moyu held the soul crystal, feeling something in his heart. Originally, the power of karma was going to destroy the crystal, but as a result of the Dragon of Luck's roar, the power of karma changed. Not only did it not destroy the soul crystal, but it accelerated the condensation of the soul crystal. It seems that the power of karma also has two sides. Whether it's good or bad is still determined by luck. Lin Moyu realized that the method he had thought of was no longer a trick, it was simply cheating. The burst luck technique can not only be used in cultivation, but it is also a supreme weapon in many places. While the effects of the burst luck technique were still there, Lin Moyu seized the time and continued to refine souls. This time he was even bolder, directly grabbing two spirit-devouring race and refining them together. What skills, what speed, what fast or slow did not need to be considered. As long as you have enough luck, there is no failure. Just 1 minute later, two new soul crystals were refined. Zhu Qiwu's eyes widened even more than before, and his eyeballs almost popped out. It's done again. Didn't you say it was 1 in 10,000? It doesn't look like it. Under his gaze, Lin Moyu directly refined the souls of the last 5 spirit-devouring race together. Refining 5 souls together, the speed didn't change at all. 5 minutes later, 4 soul crystals were completed at the same time, only 1 soul crystal failed during condensation. Lin Moyu held the soul crystal, his eyes slightly closed, and fell into contemplation. In the end, 4 were made, and 1 failed. This also means that even good luck has a limit. Good luck can make your wishes come true, but it's not absolute. Karma will accumulate. The previous few times, karma continued to accumulate, and finally it became bigger and bigger like a snowball, causing my luck to be unable to affect it. Is there a similar reason for the decline of the great world? Chapter 1988. Possession into a human, inheriting karma. Refining the spirit-devouring race not only yielded soul crystals, but also allowed Lin Moyu to feel the power of karma. Whether it's luck or fortune, its root is karma. This is an invisible net covering the entire great world. Everything that happens can be traced back to its roots in karma. The same is true at this time. Lin Moyu discovered this root. Under the effect of the burst luck technique, his luck had broken through its limit and reached the realm of luck, transforming into a dragon. Normally speaking, in this state, everything he did would come true. The truth was, luck beyond limits influenced karma. A 1 in 10,000 probability was forcibly raised to nearly 100%. But after succeeding 7 times in a row, the last attempt failed. This also showed that after the power of karma accumulated to its limit, it surpassed luck once again. This was just a small matter that happened to him, but Lin Moyu applied it to the greater world and understood what was happening there. The karma accumulated in the great world was too great, and even if the great world had heaven-defying luck, it would still be subject to the backlash of karma. The more karma accumulated before, the stronger the backlash would be. Lin Moyu felt that if he didn't use the burst of luck technique to refine the spirit devours next, the probability might be even lower than 1 in 10,000, perhaps as low as 1 in tens of thousands. This was the backlash of karma. Understanding this, Lin Moyu was horrified. The power of karma was definitely not without a price. Each time he used the burst of luck technique to comprehend the law of time, he was also accumulating the power of karma. And this kind of karma was the relationship between himself and the Great World runes. After all, the laws in the Great World were evolved from the Great World runes. The deeper the accumulation, the closer the connection between himself and the Great World runes. This kind of karma could not be resolved, and Lin Moyu didn't know what to do. But he was unwilling to stop using the burst of luck technique and slowly comprehend the law of time. After understanding this, he simply said straightforwardly, "Anyway, I don't plan to leave, so let it be." Zhu Qiwu heard this nonsensical sentence and asked strangely, "What are you talking about?" Lin Moyu said, "Nothing, just some insights." The next second, little mist drove out on a white cloud. Together with the physical body brought half a month ago, There were a total of 11 physical bodies lying side by side on the ground. Lin Moyu said to Little Mist, choose one. Little Mist flew around the 11 physical bodies, looking left and right, liking each one. She looked conflicted. Oh no, they're all pretty, what should I do? 11 physical bodies, 11 young goddesses, all looked good. From the perspective of the human race's aesthetics, they were all beautiful women, and it was indeed difficult to choose. Little Mist was already dazzled and didn't know which one to choose. Finally, at Lin Moyu's suggestion, she chose a relatively petite goddess. The reason was strange, it was actually because Little Mist had seen a female disciple with a similar appearance in the Cloud Mist sect. Lin Moyu gave Little Mist a soul crystal, try it, hopefully it will succeed. Don't be sad if it fails, I will think of another way. Little Mist happily took the soul crystal, don't worry, Little Mist believes in Master. Saying that, she crushed the soul crystal, and the soul crystal immediately turned into a strange power that enveloped Little Mist. Little Mist had a flash of inspiration and immediately drilled into the target's body. With Lin Moyu continuously providing the power of life, these physical bodies still maintained good vitality. As soon as Little Mist entered, there was a reaction. Lin Moyu also separated a trace of his soul and followed Little Mist into the soul world. The Spirit Devourer's talent for seizing bodies was playing a role. The originally shattered soul world was being reorganized, and Little Mist was becoming the new master of this world. On the surface, Little Mist was no different from an ordinary human soul. But Lin Moyu could clearly sense that there were still differences between the two. Little Mist was a spirit, not a human. The life of a spirit was almost infinite. Little Mist's body was not the Tower of Inheritance, but the Pearl of the Supreme Inheritance. As long as the pearl did not break, Little Mist could continue to exist. Now she had temporarily become a human. If her lifespan ran out, Little Mist could still come back and continue to exist as a spirit. Those who even heavenly sovereigns could not obtain longevity could be obtained by Little Mist. While Little Mist envied others, others were also envying Little Mist. Every drink and peck is predetermined, this saying is not false at all. The reorganization of the soul world was a bit slow, and it seemed to take a lot of time. Lin Moyu's heart moved, and streams of soul power were sent over to help the soul world reorganize quickly. Half an hour later, the goddess who was seized by Little Mist slowly opened her eyes. She struggled to get up, but her movements were not natural, as if she was not used to it yet. Little Mist was a spirit before, and now she had become a real person. It was normal to be unaccustomed, and she would get used to it soon. Her aura was a bit unstable. Before the seizure, her body was a god king, but after the seizure, it seemed to have dropped a bit, becoming a true god. Her aura fluctuated, and it was hard to say which realm she was in. Master, Little Mist called happily, her appearance seemed a bit mischievous. Lin Moyu smiled slightly, looks good, congratulations on becoming a real person. Little Mist smiled, thank you, Master. Thanks to Master. Master is so amazing. Even the old Master couldn't do it, but Master did it so easily. Zhu Qiwu listened from the side and thought to himself, easy. A spirit seizing a human body, this is unprecedented and enough to be recorded in history. Lin Moyu said, take your time to adapt, don't rush. At this moment, he suddenly felt that Little Mist seemed to be entangled with a lot of karma. Now he had some understanding of karma, and he could vaguely feel some. Little Mist stared with her bright eyes, Master, her name is Mo Ching Ching, and she's from the Mo family in some primary area. You got her memory. Lin Moyu was a little surprised, could seizing a body even get the memory? Little Mist said, it's that soul crystal, it has a lot of memories in it. When I seize the body, those memories belong to me. No, not all of them belong to me, only about half of them, the other memories are gone. As she spoke, Little Mist used her big eyes to constantly observe her surroundings, revealing novelty. Little Mist's personality was a bit jumpy at this time, and it seemed a little different from her appearance. On the surface, Little Mist was mature and tall, even a little beautiful. But her heart was like a child, maybe she had just become an adult and had to go through the process from small to large. Spirits and living beings were very different. Little Mist was now curious about everything. She was even pinching herself, as if feeling flesh and blood. Lin Moyu looked at Zhu Qiwu, Senior, do you know her identity? Zhu Qiwu shook his head, I don't know, I just picked it randomly, I didn't specifically understand. After becoming spirit devourers, they had lost their identity as human beings, and Zhu Qiwu didn't care who the other party was at all. After thinking for a moment, Lin Moyu probably knew what was going on. Refining the soul to form a soul crystal not only had the talent for seizing bodies, but also gained all the memories of the predecessor. In this way, it was equivalent to inheriting the identity of the former, so the karma belonging to the former naturally belonged to Little Mist. Of course, Little Mist could ignore these karma, but in this way, there would always be some problems, and it might break out at some point. The best way was to cut off these karma. Lin Moyu thought for a while. Little Mist, it seems you have to leave for a while. Little Mist's smile disappeared immediately, and her head shook like a rattle. No, Little Mist doesn't want to leave, Master. Lin Moyu said, some things have to be done, but the departure won't be too long. Then Lin Moyu looked at the remaining 10 corpses on the ground. For some reason, Lin Moyu felt that these 10 corpses had a certain karmic relationship with him. Lin Moyu knew that it was because he had refined the souls of the spirit devourers. In fact, he had indirectly killed these people, and karma naturally arose. With a wave of his hand, the undying flame exploded and fell on the 10 people. White Star Rank Spell, Resurrection of the Dead. There. Chapter 1989, Confusing Karma. Lin Moyu smiled and said, didn't I say, I don't know either. Zhu Qiwu asked, what are you reviving them for? Zhu Qiwu knew about Lin Moyu's spells. Although he could temporarily revive people, it was only temporary, and they would die sooner or later. In that case, what was the point of reviving them? Lin Moyu didn't explain the matter of cause and effect, but found another reason. Although they were possessed by the spirit-devouring clan, their bodies are still of the human race. I revived them so that they can go back to their homes and settle the karma. Zhu Qiwu seemed to understand Lin Moyu's intentions, and his expression was a little strange. You have always been ruthless, when did you become so soft-hearted? Lin Moyu sighed, being ruthless is for the enemy, I am not like this to my own people. Lin Moyu naturally wouldn't say that it was because these people died because of him, involving karma. Through understanding past events, too much karma is not good for oneself. If it is an enemy, then kill them all. No matter how much karma there is, Lin Moyu will bear it all. In addition to this, try not to involve karma as much as possible, especially karma that cannot be resolved by force, the less the better. The revived goddesses all looked blank and didn't know what was going on. Obviously, they were already dead on the day they were possessed by the spirit-devouring clan. They didn't know what happened after the possession at all. Moreover, their realm and cultivation were still low before they were possessed, and their level of understanding was insufficient to understand what was happening in front of them. They only knew that Lin Moyu was their master, and they were all extremely respectful to Lin Moyu. If Lin Moyu hadn't stopped them, they would have all knelt on the ground. Lin Moyu handed them over to Zhu Qiwu, asking Zhu Qiwu to take them home, and also found a good excuse. In Zhu Qiwu's eyes, this was completely unnecessary. However, Lin Moyu knew that after they were revived, his karma with them seemed to be completely broken. Is it the transformation of identity, or is it because they will eventually die, and even the last trace will not be left behind? Or is it that I revived them, and finally resolved each other's karma? The matter of karma is too complicated, far beyond the laws of time and space. Lin Moyu only saw the fur, could sense a little, but could not truly understand. Lin Moyu said to Xiao Wu, you come with me. Xiao Wu nodded happily and followed behind Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu took Xiao Wu to the central divine palace. In the central divine palace, the 3 holy venerables were chatting. It could be seen that they were in a very good mood at the moment. Symbol Holy Venerable was talking about various recent events in the great world, including the movements of various races. Lin Moyu entered the hall with Xiao Wu, 3 seniors, is there anything good happening? How Holy Venerable saw Lin Moyu and smiled, little friend Lin is out of seclusion, how was the result of this seclusion, did you gain anything? Lin Moyu glanced at Xiao Wu hiding behind him, there was indeed a lot of gain. How Holy Venerable raised his eyebrows, really, what gains, tell us so that we old guys can be happy too. Lin Moyu waved his hand and threw 6 soul crystals over, 2 by 2 to the 3 holy venerables. How Holy Venerable looked at the soul crystal and frowned, here, there seems to be the aura of the spirit-devouring clan. Lin Moyu nodded, this is the soul crystal I refined from the spirit-devouring clan. Heaven Holy Venerable immediately asked, what is the specific effect? They all knew that Lin Mo Yu had asked for 11 goddesses who had been possessed by the spirit-devouring clan before and after, and the result was these 6 soul crystals, which must be of great use. Lin Mo Yu said, "This crystal contains the spirit-devouring clan's talent for possession, which can be used to launch a possession. Not only can it occupy the target's body, but it can also obtain part of the target's spells and even part of the talent." The 3 holy venerables were shocked. They didn't expect Lin Mo Yu to give them such a great gift as soon as he came. Their thoughts turned quickly, and they immediately thought of the various uses of the soul crystal. Obtaining the enemy's spells and talents is a small matter. Directly use this to possess the enemy's high-level officials, infiltrate the enemy's interior, etc. Using soul crystals, they can perform various show operations. At this time, Lin Mo Yu said again, "This time I used some small tricks, barely got 7 soul crystals, it will be difficult to get them in the future, please save some use for them, seniors." In fact, it was because Lin Mo Yu didn't want to bear karma anymore. Refining the souls of the spirit-devouring clan, this kind of karma can be accumulated, too much karma is not good for oneself. Moreover, Lin Mo Yu looked down on this kind of trick. How Holy Venerable asked, "There is one more, did little friend Lin use it on this girl?" Lin Mo Yu nodded, "You know, I brought out a spirit of an artifact from the inheritance land of the Cloud Mist sect, named Xiao Wu. I promised Illusion Mist Heavenly Venerable to create a body for Xiao Wu, so that she can live like a real creature. But I think that creating a body is not a living being, but more like a puppet, so I was thinking about whether Xiao Wu could do the act of possession like the spirit-devouring clan. Originally, I just planned to try it, but I didn't expect it to really happen, which is also an unexpected gain." Lin Mo Yu pulled Xiao Wu, who was hiding behind him, out to meet the Holy Venerables. Xiao Wu, who was used to seeing big people, was a little uncomfortable at first, but quickly got used to it. After all, Heavenly Venerables and Supreme Venerables are seen every day, what is a small Holy Venerable? Lin Mo Yu said, "Now there is still a problem, Xiao Wu's body is from the Mo family in the primary area of the Divine City. Although Xiao Wu has completed the possession, the karma is still there. This junior hopes that the senior can take Xiao Wu back to the Mo family to end the past karma." Lin Mo Yu was not at ease to let others do this. Although he has a great reputation, he is only a divine venerable after all. There are also divine venerables in the Mo family, in case they don't give face. He can't use force to suppress people, so after thinking about it, it's better to ask the Holy Venerable to come forward. How Holy Venerable generously took over the matter, "Leave this matter to me." Lin Mo Yu immediately said, "Then I will trouble you, senior." With senior coming forward, there should be no problem with this matter. How Holy Venerable said, "I will take care of it later, but before that, there is one more thing I want you to see." Saying that, Heaven Holy Venerable took out the box containing the Rule Divine Stone. The box has been opened and never closed again. The Rule Divine Stone inside is radiant and illusory, very beautiful. Xiao Wu instinctively said, "It's the Rule Divine Stone." Lin Mo Yu didn't find Xiao Wu's performance surprising. After all, Xiao Wu has seen too many good things, especially those good things from ancient times. How Holy Venerable, who knew Xiao Wu's details, also felt normal, but Heaven Holy Venerable and Symbol Holy Venerable were very surprised. Lin Mo Yu didn't know the Rule Divine Stone. "Xiao Wu, what is the Rule Divine Stone?" Xiao Wu quickly said it again, and Lin Mo Yu couldn't help but be shocked. He didn't expect it to be the material for building the Divine Road, which is indeed precious and rare. Heaven Holy Venerable pushed the box in front of Lin Mo Yu. "We can't touch this thing, you try." Lin Mo Yu nodded and reached out to grab the Rule Divine Stone. Xiao Wu suddenly screamed from the side, "No!" Chapter 1990. Advancing side by side, stepping into the Law Galaxy. Xiao Wu's scream was still a little late. Lin Mo Yu's hand had already touched the Rule Divine Stone. He didn't pass through like how Holy Venerable and others, but really touched the Rule Divine Stone. Immediately afterwards, the Rule Divine Stone suddenly set off a huge wave. The light like flowing water exploded. Lin Mo Yu felt an irresistible force of rules rush into his body, instantly sweeping through his body. He was blown away, and a purple light appeared on his body in the middle of the way. After Lin Mo Yu landed, he was a little horrified. He actually died once. Just by touching the Rule Divine Stone, he was killed. The power of this stone is so strong. How Holy Venerable and the others were also shocked. They only saw the explosion of light just now, and then Lin Mo Yu was blown away. They didn't even feel a bit of the power of rules. The power of the rule divine stone is extremely restrained, and only those involved can know. Little Mist was nervously looking at Lin Mo Yu. Master, are you all right? Lin Mo Yu indicated he was fine, thinking to himself, luckily, I have the rebirth talent, or I would have died. A hint of relief flashed in his eyes. Little Mist, why can't I touch it? Little Mist said, at least a Saint Venerable is required to touch the Rule Godstone, and you need to use the power of the Rule World to contend with it when you touch it. If you don't do this, you will suffer backlash from the Rule Godstone and get hurt. So that's how it is. Lin Mo Yu thought, it's not that only Saint Venerables can touch it, but only Saint Venerables who understand the distinction between reality and illusion can touch it. So, using the Rule Godstone to build a divine path is a capability only a Heavenly Venerable possesses, even a Supreme cannot do it. Among the Saint Venerables, how many can understand the distinction between reality and illusion? Although he is still unable to contend with the power of the Rule Godstone, the fact has already proven that after understanding the distinction between reality and illusion, he is qualified to touch the Rule Godstone. Then, when he reaches Saint Venerable and possesses a true Rule World, he can use the Rule Godstone to recast the divine path. Of course, recasting the divine path is not that simple. The Rule Godstone is only one of the things, and there are many other things to do. Heavenly Saint Venerable said, little friend Lin, I'll leave this to you, perhaps you can use it when you become a Saint Venerable in the future. This was something the three Saint Venerables had discussed beforehand. The Rule Godstone would be useless if it stayed in their hands. They could only look at it every day, unable to touch it. They might as well give it to Lin Mo Yu, out of sight, out of mind. Lin Mo Yu didn't stand on ceremony and put away the box. Next, Little Mist was handed over to House Saint Venerable, who would take her back to the Mo family to settle the karma. When Lin Mo Yu fully activated his Eye of Soul, he could faintly see the karmic threads on Little Mist's body. The karmic threads flew into the void and disappeared. This also shows that the karma between Little Mist after being taken over in the Mo family has not been completely severed. Little Mist tugged at Lin Mo Yu's clothes and weakly called out, Master. Looking at her appearance, she seemed a little scared and a little apprehensive. After all, she had just transformed from a tool spirit into a human, and she was still very unfamiliar with this world. Lin Mo Yu touched her head. It's okay, House Saint Venerable is there, you can talk to him about everything, and you'll be back in a few days. House Saint Venerable said, if little friend Lin is not at ease, you can go together. Lin Mo Yu said, with you there, what do I have to worry about? Since this matter was entrusted to House Saint Venerable, if he were to follow along, it would seem that he didn't trust House Saint Venerable enough. What's more, there are some things that Little Mist needs to deal with herself. She has all the previous memories, and I believe it won't be too difficult to deal with. She's just not used to it yet, and when these memories are digested, she will understand the situation of the human race. Lin Mo Yu returned to the cultivation room. His time law was about to catch up with the space law, just a little bit short. He activated the luck burst technique again, turning luck into a dragon. Bursts of dragon roars sounded, and Lin Mo Yu felt that his luck was a little different from before. Although it looked like luck turning into a dragon, Lin Mo Yu felt a sense of heaviness, and his luck became even stronger. My luck has improved again. What exactly did I do? Why did my luck become stronger? Luck is very peculiar, although it is constantly changing, sometimes high and sometimes low, but the upper limit is often destined. Lin Mo Yu couldn't know exactly what his luck was like, but through the luck turning into a dragon after the luck burst technique, he could feel that his luck had improved again. He couldn't figure it out for a while, so he simply didn't think about it. Maybe I'll understand in the future. No matter what, improving luck is a good thing. Lin Mo Yu began to comprehend the time law, relying on his off-the-charts luck. A large number of insights about the law flew in like snowflakes and merged into it. Lin Mo Yu repeated his operation again and again. Comprehend for 10 minutes, digest for 2 hours, and repeat the cycle. In the soul world, the time law galaxy reappeared. This special law galaxy leads to an infinitely distant place, connecting to a wider and more magnificent river of time. That river of time that even heavenly venerables cannot enter is faintly visible in the soul world. It seems to have boundless magic, attracting Lin Mo Yu. Request flower sa Past, present, future. It seems to carry everything in the world. If possible, Lin Mo Yu really wants to go in and see. In constant cultivation, the time law finally reached the same level as the space law. The space law galaxy also appeared at the same time, the two standing side by side, advancing together. At this moment, Lin Moyu had a feeling of balance. He felt that he had achieved perfect balance and seemed to be able to continue moving forward. Like a divine inspiration, the natal law, undying law galaxy emerged. The three law galaxies transformed from illusion to reality, coming from the soul world to the real world. Terrible power permeated the cultivation room, the three laws intertwined, and the entire cultivation room was rumbling and shaking. Immediately afterwards, the formation in the cultivation room was activated, and the space rapidly expanded, which blocked the power naturally emitted by the three law galaxies. 0. The three law galaxies, located at the top is Lin Moyu's natal law, the undying law. The time law and the space law stand side by side on the left and right, located below the undying law. The undying law is like an emperor, and the time and space laws are like the left and right prime ministers. Lin Moyu got up and jumped into the undying law galaxy, starting to traverse it. Others cross the galaxy with their souls, while Lin Moyu directly crosses the galaxy with his body. Infinite waves were set off in the undying law galaxy, crashing towards Lin Moyu, preventing him from crossing the galaxy. The body and soul were simultaneously subjected to the impact of the waves, making it difficult to move. God Venerable's crossing the galaxy is a unique cultivation method for the God Venerable realm. In the process of crossing the galaxy, the soul will be subjected to extremely pure law baptism. The farther the soul goes, the more baptism it receives, and the more pure the soul becomes, and the stronger its compatibility with the law. When the degree of control over the law remains unchanged, it can make the law stronger. Lin Moyu's understanding is that when the degree of compatibility between the soul and the law reaches a certain level, the law will be sublimated, thereby giving birth to a trace of the power of rules. The power of rules is also a sign of stepping into the other shore realm, representing that you have completely controlled this law, and can change the law to a certain extent, allowing the law to operate according to your own will, thereby realizing some incredible abilities. However, others only have the soul and the law galaxy compatible, while he also needs to add the body, and the body also needs to accommodate the law and fit the law. Lin Moyu can clearly feel that the pure undying law in the law galaxy is gradually integrating into the body and seeping into the soul. Lin Moyu took steps, advancing step by step in the law galaxy 1000. Chapter 1991. How could it be him? Lin Moyu gradually moved away in the law galaxy, the waves in the galaxy rolled, unable to stop him. His body gradually submerged into the galaxy, and finally his whole person sank into the galaxy. A magnificent picture appeared in his eyes, the laws in the galaxy, as if they were alive, constantly surging. The law galaxy is not silent, but very lively. The laws are composed of various forms, such as fish, flowers, and grass. All kinds of forms are different, forming a mysterious world that is difficult to describe in words. This is the world in the law galaxy. Lin Moyu had thought about what the law galaxy would look like, but he never thought that it would be like this. There is a group of fish composed of laws, they are gray and white, and there are as many as tens of thousands, swimming in groups. They are very fast, and in the blink of an eye they are in front of them. Lin Moyu and them head on, too late to dodge. These fish composed of laws, like raindrops, hit his body, knocking Lin Moyu back. The distance he had just walked was also retreated by more than half. Then a vortex appeared under his feet, the vortex rolled up, Lin Moyu stood unsteadily, and retreated several steps. A trace of helplessness appeared in his expression. The law galaxy, as expected, is not so easy to cross. Lin Moyu has already discovered that wanting to cross the galaxy with the body is more difficult than simply crossing the galaxy with the soul, and the difficulty is at least several times greater. Cultivating the body is slow and difficult, so it has gradually been eliminated. However, for Lin Moyu, this is nothing. Purple gold light flickered, and the purple gold body was fully activated. As soon as the purple gold body came out, Lin Moyu felt that the resistance in front of him suddenly became smaller, and he began to stride forward again, instantly making up for the distance he had retreated before. More fish swarmed and crashed against him, all blocked by the purple gold body. Lin Moyu didn't retreat, instead, he strode forward even faster. A vortex appeared, only to be shattered by Lin Moyu's foot. Laws transformed into arrows, but the purple gold body acted as a shield, deflecting them all. No matter how the Lost Star River shifted and changed, it seemed unable to stop Lin Mo-yu, who was clad in purple and gold. Before long, Lin Mo-yu had traversed 1/10 of the Star River. Suddenly, Lin Mo-yu shuddered. Two forces came from the darkness, like chains, pulling him back. These two chains were called time and space. Lin Mo-yu knew why. His grasp of the laws of time and space was insufficient, and the two laws were beginning to restrict his passage through the Star River. Of course, he could ignore them, paying no heed to those two laws. But that would betray his original intention, to fully master the laws of time and space while still at the God Venerable realm. Moreover, he still had to cross the time and space Lost Star Rivers. If he ignored them now, it would be much harder to come back to them after reaching the other shore realm. Ultimately, he might end up like Antares, knowing a little about everything but only superficially. Lin Mo-yu didn't want to know so much, he only chose the best, and he wanted to master each one to the highest level. With a thought, Lin Mo-yu stumbled out of the undying Lost Star River and plunged headfirst into the time Lost Star River. The world instantly changed. The magnificent scenery disappeared, replaced by countless fragmented images. These were images recorded in the time Lost Star River, not his own memories, but the memories of countless living beings. Each image represented the memory of a certain being at a certain time. Lin Mo-yu didn't touch these images, he had no interest in other people's memories. At the same time, he discovered that the owners of these memory images were all from the human race. There wasn't a single image from any other race. The time Lost Star River belongs to the Great World. The Great World only recognizes the human race, those other races are outsiders, not acknowledged by the Great World. Lin Mo-yu instantly understood that the Great World was also selfish and would never accept outsiders. There's a saying among the human race, those who are not of our race must have different intentions. This saying also applies to the Great World. Lin Mo-yu even understood the Great World to some extent. Even if the entire world were to be destroyed, it would not accept outsiders. The human race, on the other hand, could accept some subordinate and weaker races, such as the butterfly race. As long as you are obedient enough and maintain friendly relations with the human race can protect you and provide you with shelter. The human race is an emotional race, but the Great World clearly is not. The competition between worlds seems to be even crueler than the competition between races. Standing in the time Lost Star River, Lin Mo-yu remained motionless. He wasn't qualified to cross the Star River yet. His current understanding of the law of time was only 15%. Outside the Lost Star River, he was just a small tributary. Only when all the tributaries entered the Lost Star River would he be qualified to cross it. Now, relying on his status as a god venerable and the advantage of the purple gold body, being able to stand in the time Lost Star River for a while was already the limit. Anyone else wouldn't even be able to do that. After a moment, he felt the time Lost Star River beginning to reject him. Lin Mo-yu leapt out of the time Lost Star River again and entered the space Lost Star River. Standing in the Star River, he also saw a large number of images. These images came from different spaces, some from the human race, some from other races, and some from beyond the realm. It is said that mastering the law of space to the limit allows one to monitor all spaces. It seems that this is true. Suddenly, Lin Mo-yu looked deep into the Lost Star River. He felt that someone was watching him. It's the Starry Sky Fish human race. Lin Mo-yu immediately recognized the other party's identity. Only the Starry Sky Fish human race could spy on him in the space Lost Star River. Lin Mo-yu sensed the Lost Star River. Although it was filled with infinite space laws, and all of them were extremely pure, it was not suitable for comprehension. They were too profound, so profound that he couldn't understand them at all. After staying for a while, Lin Mo-yu left the space Lost Star River. The three Lost Star Rivers disappeared, and Lin Mo-yu returned to reality from the world of illusion. Vast power emerged from all parts of his body, and also from the depths of his soul. His physical body and soul became even stronger, and his compatibility with the laws also increased. Second Order of God Venerable. Lin Mo-yu knew that his realm had improved. Crossing the Star River didn't make it difficult to improve one's realm. This was also the advantage of the purple gold body. Crossing the Star River was difficult for other god venerables, and there was even danger because their souls were too fragile. But for Lin Mo-yu, who possessed the purple gold body, it was not difficult at all. As long as he could deepen his understanding of the laws of time and space, he could quickly improve his realm. 0.8 After improving his realm, Lin Mo-yu didn't stop. He continued to comprehend the laws of time and space, using luck burst in coordination, making comprehension very smooth. The starry skyfish human race, their grand elder issued a summons, and several elders gathered together. Yu Qingru was also among them because of her status as a princess. Among the starry skyfish human race, there were 2 grand elders in the Saint Venerable realm, 1 clan leader in the Saint Venerable realm, and 8 elders in the other shore realm. This was their strength on the surface, which was not bad for any race. Yu Kaimei, as the clan leader, sat in the first seat, with the 2 grand elders, who were also in the Saint Venerable realm, on either side. Yu Kaimei's expression was not good, and his voice was extremely low. It has been confirmed that the person who comprehended the law of space as the human race is Lin Mo Yu. As soon as these words came out, several elders frowned. Yu Qingru's expression changed drastically, and her heart trembled wildly. How could it be him? Chapter 1992. I've come to the human race. Yu Qingru's mood was extremely complicated at this moment. Anyone could have comprehended the law of space, but why did it have to be Lin Mo Yu? She recalled what happened in the deep space before, and Lin Mo Yu said that he had been to the deep space before. Now it seems that Lin Mo Yu is obviously no stranger to the law of space. Yu Qingru knew very well that the clan would not allow outsiders to comprehend the law of space, and they would find a way to get rid of Lin Mo Yu. Yu Qingru's mood was extremely complicated. She was a member of the starry sky fish human race, so she naturally understood the rules of the clan. But at the same time, she was also Lin Mo Yu's friend, and even had a somewhat special relationship. She didn't want anything to happen to Lin Mo Yu. Yu Kaimei continued, "Elders, do you have any good ways to get rid of Lin Mo Yu?" Elder Yu Qingshui said, "Lin Mo Yu is a genius of the human race, known as the second god of war. Although his realm is not high, his strength is very powerful. It is not easy to get rid of him. Moreover, Lin Mo Yu is highly valued by the human race's Saint Venerables. Killing him may offend the human race." Yu Kaimei said, "This is also my concern. The human race values Lin Mo Yu very much, and we don't want to offend the human race, so we have to find a win-win solution. We can kill Lin Mo Yu without the human race blaming us." Several elders fell into deep thought. Being able to do this was naturally the best result. But at the same time, it was very difficult. Yu Qingru lowered her head and didn't speak. Yu Qingshui thought for a long time, but couldn't think of a good way, and finally shook her head. "I can't think of it, it's too difficult. It would be easy if it were someone else. Even if it was a peak god Venerable, they would have a way to kill the other party. But the other party was Lin Mo Yu. It was not a certain Saint Venerable who valued Lin Mo Yu, but the entire human race. It was almost impossible to kill Lin Mo Yu silently." Seeing that everyone had no ideas, Yu Kaimei couldn't help but sigh and waved his hand. "Elder Qingshui, stay behind, everyone else leave." Everyone left the hall, leaving only the clan leader Yu Kaimei, the 2 grand elders in the Saint Venerable realm, and Yu Qingshui. Coming outside the hall door closed with a roar, and Yu Qingru couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. Not being able to come up with a way to deal with Lin Mo Yu was the best result for her. In addition to being relaxed, Yu Qingru was also a little surprised by her own thoughts. Between the rules of the clan and Lin Mo Yu, she had chosen Lin Mo Yu as if by a ghost. She would rather the rules of the clan be broken and an exception occur than have anything happen to Lin Mo Yu. Unconsciously, Lin Moa's position in Yu Qingru's heart had reached such a level. Yu Qingru was also a little surprised at the time. Inside the hall, Yu Qimei looked at Yu Qingshui. "Elder Qingshui, you led the team to the human race last time. You've met Lin Mo Yu before, right? Tell me what you think of him." Yu Qingshui answered truthfully, "I didn't have direct contact with Lin Mo Yu, but from what I know, Lin Mo Yu's combat power should be even more powerful than what is rumored outside." This matter was confirmed when attacking the Buddhist race. At that time, Lin Mo Yu displayed strength comparable to a peak god Venerable. Moreover, according to Princess Qingru, even when facing the seriously injured future Buddha, Lin Mo Yu could still entangle with him for a while. Yu Qimei continued to ask, "Elder Qingshui, who do you think Lin Mo Yu has the best relationship with in our clan?" Yu Qingshui thought for a moment. It should be Princess Qingru. They seem to have known each other a long time ago. Yu Qimei nodded. "All right, I still have some things to discuss with the 2 grand elders. Elder Qingshui, please return." Yu Qingshui bowed slightly and turned to leave. After Yu Qingshui left, Yu Qimei looked at the 2 grand elders on his left and right, Two Grand Elders, the rules of the clan cannot be broken. I want to use that magic weapon. The Grand Elder on the right was named Yu Chixing. His voice was very deep. Clan leader, are you really sure? The Grand Elder on the left was named Yu Chijing. He said, that magic weapon only has 2 more uses left, and each use comes at a great cost. Is the clan leader really sure about using it? Yu Chimei said, currently, we can't find a good way to deal with Lin Moyu. This time, I accidentally discovered him in the Space Lost Star River and confirmed his identity. He has already entered the 2nd level of God Venerable. His cultivation speed far exceeds our imagination. If we wait any longer, until he becomes a peak God Venerable or even steps into the other shore, it will be difficult to deal with. And after thinking it over, only this magic weapon can kill Lin Moyu silently. If the 2 Grand Elders have any other good ideas, we don't have to use that magic weapon. The 2 Grand Elders frowned. They really couldn't think of a better way. According to the clan rules, Lin Moyu must be killed. Finally, the 2 made a decision. Since that's the case, then let's do it. We'll go back and prepare, and clan leader, you also prepare. Back in her residence, Yu Qingru's mood surged like waves, making it difficult for her to calm down. She had a faint feeling of unease, as if something was about to happen. Before long, Yu Qingshe arrived. Yu Qingru tried her best to remain calm. Why are you here? Among the many elders, Yu Qingru and Yu Qingshe had the best relationship. Yu Qingru regarded Yu Qingshe as half of her mother, and Yu Qingshe felt the same way. Yu Qingshui's expression was a little unnatural at this time. After she came in, she tapped her finger lightly, and the space in the room suddenly rippled like water, forming an independent small space. Yu Qingru asked, Elder Qingshe, what happened? Yu Qingshe said, within our clan, there is a magic weapon passed down from ancient times. This magic weapon can ignore spatial distance and kill people invisibly. Yu Qingru was extremely intelligent and immediately realized the meaning of Yu Qingshui's words. Are you saying that the clan leader will use this magic weapon to deal with Lin Moyu? Yu Qingshe nodded. It's not impossible. Once this magic weapon is used, the possibility of Lin Moyu being killed is extremely high. After saying that, Yu Qingshe removed the independent space. Qingru, I watched you grow up. No matter what decision you make, I will support you. Yu Qingru nodded. Qingru understands. Yu Qingshe left. As for what Yu Qingru would decide, she wouldn't interfere. That was Yu Qingru's freedom. After thinking for several minutes, Yu Qingru's eyes quickly changed from complex to firm. She had made a decision. In 100 days, his understanding of the laws of space and time had improved again, reaching nearly 20% mastery. He was not far from entering the 3rd level of the God realm. However, after continuously using the explosive luck technique, Lin Moyu gradually felt the pressure. He discovered that the explosive luck technique could not be used endlessly. As the number of uses continued to increase, the duration was shortening and the effect was weakening. Each time he used the explosive luck technique, in addition to consuming some luck, it would also put some pressure on his soul. These pressures came from invisible laws of cause and effect. Lin Moyu stopped after feeling them. The laws of cause and effect were too mysterious. Bearing too much was not a good thing for him. Even the great world could hardly bear too much karma. How much could a small god venerable like himself bear? Lin Moyu also understood the principle of knowing when to stop. Leaving the cultivation room, Lin Moyu came to the Central Divine Palace and found that the gate of the Central Divine Palace was closed. Lin Moyu contacted House Sage Venerable and learned that Heavenly Sage Venerable was currently soul traveling. The Central Divine Palace would not be opened until the soul traveling was over. House Sage Venerable was taking Little Miss to play in Divine City. It seemed that the two had a good relationship. Lin Moyu suddenly turned his palm over, and a seashell appeared in his hand. Yu Qingru's voice came from the seashell, I'm in the human race. Chapter 1993. Fusion Laws, Too Anxious. The seashell was a communication magic weapon that Yu Qingru had left for him. When something happened, Yu Qingru would contact him through it. The seashell was very convenient to use, but the disadvantage was that the distance couldn't be too far. Lin Moyu communicated with Yu Qingru with his soul. Where are you? Yu Qingru's voice quickly rang out. Divine City Starfield, Port Star. You wait for me. Lin Moyu didn't immediately go to find Yu Qingru, but first went to find Elder Yan. The distance from Divine City to Port Star was not short. Although he could use the teleportation array for the last part of the journey, it was a light year's distance just from Divine City to the first teleportation array. Even with Lin Moyu's speed, it would take some time. He had a warship that Elder Yan was repairing. Elder Yan had promised him that he would help him modify it. Lin Moyu didn't have many requirements for the warship. The only requirement was that it be fast enough. He didn't know if it had been repaired after so long. Lin Moyu quickly found the place where Elder Yan was. Elder Yan was refining a magic weapon. After seeing Lin Moyu, he didn't even raise his head and directly threw the warship out. Lin Moyu took the warship. The warship had been completely repaired and lay quietly in his palm. The warship had not been activated and was only the size of a palm. Lin Moyu knew that the warship had been repaired, and immediately cupped his hands towards Elder Yan. "Thank you, Elder Yan. I won't disturb you any longer." Elder Yan hummed and didn't speak, continuing to concentrate on refining the magic weapon. It could be seen that the magic weapon Elder Yan was refining at the moment was of a very high level, and even he needed to be fully focused. Lin Moyu didn't bother him any further and directly ascended into the sky and flew away from Divine City. He was currently in a very peculiar state. Although he only had intermediate permissions, he could freely come and go in various locations in the Divine City starfield. The Human Emperor Network, which controlled everything, had opened special privileges for Lin Moyu, giving him complete freedom. The warship was activated in the starry sky. The warship was silver all over, about 20 meters in length, and exuded a powerful aura. When Lin Moyu handed the warship to Elder Yan, it was a damaged God Venerable level warship. After Elder Yan repaired it and strengthened it, it had become a high-level God Venerable realm warship. The level was increased by 1 level, and the speed was naturally faster, but this was not the main thing. Lin Moyu entered the warship, activated the warship's core, left his soul imprint on the core, and obtained the warship's information at the same time. Elder Yan used a lot of good materials, not only repairing the warship, but also greatly strengthening the warship. Just the formations engraved inside were enough for the warship to compete with a high-level God Venerable. The most important thing was the speed. At Lin Moyu's request, Elder Yan pushed the warship's speed to the extreme. This is Space Stone. Lin Moyu discovered that the warship not only used good materials from the human race, but even used space stones. These years, the Starry Sky Fishmen were precisely modifying warships for the human race. After a large number of human race warships were modified, they all had the ability to navigate in deep space. As far as Lin Moyu knew, the cooperation between the Starry Sky Fishmen and the human race, agreeing to modify, were basically military warships. Like this private warship, the Starry Sky Fishmen refused to modify it. He didn't know how Elder Yan managed to get it done. In short, it was good to get it done. With it, it would be much more convenient to come and go. Let's try it out first. The nearest teleportation array from Divine City is 5 light years away. Lin Mo didn't immediately use the warship, but first wanted to verify the results of his cultivation. Without even using the wings of the undead, Lin Mo stepped out, his entire being disappearing into the starry sky like a bubble. 30 million kilometers away in the starry sky, Lin Mo's figure appeared. 30 million kilometers in 1 step, that's indeed fast. Calculating at 1 step per second, his speed is comparable to those in the other shore realm. Looks like there's been some progress. Step after step, Lin Mo repeatedly tried, confirming that his speed, using only the laws of space, was 30 million kilometers per second. 100 times the speed of light, 30 million kilometers per second. However, this isn't his limit, the wings of the undead are. The speed of the wings of the undead has no upper limit. As long as the soul force is sufficient, the wings of the undead can automatically activate the laws of space, directly shattering space, which is quite unreasonable. Lin Mo used the laws of time that he had just mastered. The laws of time enveloped his body like invisible water, slowing down his own time. His time was slowed down by 2 times. 1 second passed for the outside world, but for Lin Mo, 2 seconds passed. Taking 2 steps in a row, space vibrated. With 2 loud bangs, Lin Mo stumbled and staggered. He failed. The laws of space and the laws of time conflicted, causing the laws of space to also lose their effect. Lin Mo frowned. The laws of time and the laws of space were completely incompatible, completely different from what he had expected. If the 2 laws could be merged together, even if the effect was the worst, it could at least double his speed, reaching 60 million kilometers per second. Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. The two laws were not only difficult to merge, but also constantly conflicted. The laws exploded, causing some damage to Lin Mo. It seems I'm too impatient. White light flashed, the power of life quickly healed the injuries on his body and soul. He tried several more times, and the results were the same. The two laws were like fire and water, and it was difficult to merge them no matter what he did. Lin Mo didn't give up. Once failed, then twice, 3 times, he would always succeed. That kind of stubbornness and tenacity from the past was brought into play. Lin Mo whispered in his heart, luck burst technique. The luck burst technique was activated, and luck instantly broke through the limit. He activated the two laws again at the same time, and then took a step. Lin Mo's figure disappeared, appearing 10,000 kilometers away, then disappeared again, taking another 10,000 kilometers. Lin Mo showed a wry smile. Under the effect of the luck burst technique, he did forcibly merge the two laws. But the fusion was very stiff, and the effect was not only not enhanced, but greatly weakened. Lin Mo tried a few more times, and it was the same. The effect was worse than not merging, and it was extremely unstable. The funniest time, he only took 10 meters in one step, and Lin Mo almost laughed out loud. It seems that the luck burst technique can indeed merge the two laws, but this kind of fusion is not effective. It seems that I still have to rely on my own comprehension. Relying on external force is just a trick, not a long-term solution. After some experimentation, he once again confirmed that the luck burst technique is not omnipotent, and Lin Mo also understood what to choose and what to give up. The luck burst technique is still useful when it should be used, but it can't be relied on too much, otherwise it will become his own constraint. Finally, he took out the warship and activated the array pool in the core. The warship silently entered deep space, and then quickly flew towards Port Star. Chapter 1994. I give you a promise. Once a warship has the ability to navigate in deep space, ordinary teleportation arrays are basically useless. Teleportation arrays can't reach the destination instantly, and it takes time on the road, and repeated transfers don't add up to being faster than deep space navigation. The Starry Sky Fishmen have indeed reached an extremely high level in the use of the laws of space. The Starry Sky Fishmen have been tirelessly exploring the laws of space from ancient times to the present, and Lin Mo's achievements in this area are by no means comparable. After learning that the Starry Sky Spirit Clan was created by a celestial venerable, Lin Mo had already guessed that the Starry Sky Fishmen should also have been created by a certain celestial venerable. Later, he learned from Little Mist that there was actually a space celestial venerable in ancient times. At that time, Lin Mo had already speculated that the Starry Sky Fishmen should have been created by the space celestial venerable. They should have inherited part of the space celestial venerable's inheritance, so their bloodline inherently carries spatial talents. The Starry Sky Spirit Clan originated from the Soul Celestial Venerable. The Starry Sky Fishmen originated from the Space Celestial Venerable. The Starry Sky Demon God Clan, which has not appeared, is unknown from which celestial venerable in ancient times. The Demon God Clan is good at physical strength, so it should have been created by a celestial venerable who is also good at physical strength. Whenever he thought of this, Lin Mo couldn't help but sigh. The celestial venerables in ancient times were too powerful, they could even create races. How strong should the great world have been at that time? Unfortunately, they still lost the battle. It's not necessarily a defeat. The real victory or defeat still depends on the situation in the Black Blood Great World. If one day I can become a celestial venerable, then I will go to the Black Blood Great World to take a look, to see how strong the powerhouses there are. Lin Mo became curious about the Black Blood Great World. As long as he had the opportunity, he would definitely go there, of course, with his billions of undead legions. The warship traveled more than 10,000 light-years in deep space and arrived at Port Star. It only took a day, which was faster than the teleportation array, and it also saved the cost of teleportation. At this moment, Port Star is in a closed state, with no one but staff. Lin Mo took out the shell and transmitted a message to Yu Qingru. I've arrived, where are you? Soon Yu Qingru's voice came from the shell. I see you, I'm coming to find you, open the warship door. Lin Mo looked around and didn't see Yu Qingru. A few seconds later, the starry sky outside the warship door distorted, and Yu Qingru's graceful figure emerged. She was wearing light armor, looking heroic and extraordinary. But her expression was not good, as if something had happened. After entering the warship, Lin Mo immediately closed the warship door. What happened? If nothing was wrong, Yu Qingru wouldn't have come, something must have happened. Yu Qingru said, Someone wants to kill you. Lin Mo's expression didn't change. Is it your patriarch? Yu Qingru was taken aback. How do you know? Lin Mo smiled calmly. It's not difficult to guess. In the Lost Star River, I once discovered that I was being spied on. There are only a few people who can enter the space Lost Star River to spy on me. And you rarely go out, and your race doesn't have a perfect intelligence system, so you naturally won't know too much news. In this way, it's not difficult to guess that the one who wants to kill me is either one of your elders or the patriarch. Yu Qingru's eyes flickered as she stared at Lin Mo. You are really smart, then do you know how they want to kill you? Lin Mo looked relaxed and said with a smile, I'm not omniscient, how could I guess this? Yu Qingru rolled her eyes at him, I thought you were really omniscient. Although I'm not omniscient, I can still guess. Your starry sky fishmen and our human race currently have a good relationship on the surface and can be considered allies. So it's impossible for you to kill me in a big way, you must only be able to use some dark methods to kill me. Ordinary methods will definitely be discovered by the human race, so you will definitely think of some methods that the human race cannot detect. You have been passed down from ancient times to the present, and it is estimated that there are 1 or 2 treasures at the bottom of your clan's boxes. For example, the kind of magic weapon that can ignore distance and kill people from afar. There are also magic weapons with special laws, such as causal laws, fate laws, etc. The more Yu Qingru listened, the more surprised she became. She knew that Lin Mo was smart, but she didn't expect that he could even guess this. Seeing Yu Qingru's expression, Lin Mo continued, it seems that I guessed it right, it should be some kind of magic weapon left over from ancient times. I guess that activating this magical treasure requires a certain price and conditions. It's not something you can use whenever you want. And this price won't be small. Otherwise, they would have already made a move after such a long time. Am I right? Yu Qingru sighed. You're very smart. You've guessed almost everything. However, I don't know what kind of magical treasure it is. I only know that this treasure is very powerful and is controlled by the clan leader and the 2 grand elders. Anyone below the peak godly venerable realm will be killed by this magical treasure without exception. Lin Moyu calmly said, without exception. That's hard to say. Killing others might be without exception, but killing him wouldn't be so easy. Adding his talent and the substitute death puppet, they would have to kill him at least 4 times. Moreover, Lin Moyu had confidence in his strength. He wasn't that easy to kill. Even those at the other shore realm would find it difficult to kill him, let alone relying on a single magical treasure. However, Lin Moyu wouldn't let his guard down. If there wasn't a real danger, Yu Qingru wouldn't have come to inform him. Lin Moyu felt a slight warmth in his heart. Doesn't coming here like this count as betraying your race? Yu Qingru shook her head. Of course not. My heart for the race has never changed. It's just that I feel the clan leader is too arbitrary. Why would someone mastering the law of space pose a threat to us? You are my friend, and I don't want you to be killed just like that. And I feel that even if you live, you won't pose a threat to us. Lin Moyu thought for a moment and suddenly thought of a possibility, the race's fortune. Races have fortune. The stronger the fortune, the stronger the race. The members of the race will also have better luck. For the starry skyfish people race, the law of space is the most precious thing in their race and also a component of their fortune. If others also mastered the law of space, it would mean that their race's fortune was beginning to flow away. Therefore, such people must be killed. However, he could understand these reasons, but the clan leader of the starry sky fish people race might not understand. Perhaps he was just making this decision based on the rules of the clan. Lin Moyu looked at Yu Qingru's beautiful face and indeed felt a bit touched. It seemed that his position in Yu Qingru's heart wasn't low. I will give you a promise here. As long as you don't harm the human race, I won't turn my weapons against you. Lin Moyu made a promise. At the moment the promise was made, he felt a trace of karma arise between himself and Yu Qingru. A causal line faintly emerged. Causal lines weren't easy to appear. Lin Moyu had only seen it once when he had the causal gourd. That was because a great power had turned the law of causality into a magical treasure, causing the causal line to be revealed. He didn't expect that his promise would also reveal a causal line. From this, it could be seen that his promise was heavy, and the karma between himself and Yu Qingru was deep. Lin Moyu didn't regret it. For a friend, bearing some karma wasn't a big deal. Moreover, karma wasn't necessarily all bad. Fortune and misfortune depended on each other, and who could say for sure? Chapter 1995. There are also cultivators in that world. Hearing Lin Moyu's promise, Yu Qingru felt a little relieved. For some reason, she didn't think that the clan's magical treasure could kill Lin Moyu. Even if she didn't come to say it, Lin Moyu would know who wanted to kill him. The consequences would be very serious. The starry sky fish people race would usher in an extremely terrifying enemy. But now, because of her actions, she had obtained Lin Moyu's promise. As long as the starry sky fish people race didn't court death, nothing would happen. But at the same time, Yu Qingru fell into trouble. After all, with her identity, she shouldn't have told Lin Moyu these things. No matter what the reason, whether she admitted it or not, she was actually letting down her race. Lin Moyu saw her thoughts and chuckled, don't think about these things. You did the right thing. Actually, you saved the starry sky fish people race. If you're worried about this, you don't have to be. If you feel it's difficult to explain to the clan, I'll take care of it. Yu Qingru shook her head, no need, I'll take care of it. I'm a princess in the clan, and they won't do anything to me. Lin Moyu nodded, if that's the case, then that's for the best, but if there are any accidents, I won't stand idly by. My promise is to you. If something happens to you, then the promise will naturally be gone. Yu Qingru knew Lin Moyu's personality. Hearing these words, she felt some warmth in her heart and softly said, I know. Lin Moyu smiled, alright, since you've come to the human race, I'll take you around. Last time, there were too many people, and it was too noisy. It's much quieter this time. Yu Qingru thought for a moment and nodded in agreement, okay. Lin Moyu took out the Dao tea given by Hao Shengjun, personally brewed the tea. Amidst the fragrance of tea, Lin Moyu smiled and said, knowing you don't drink alcohol, I'll use tea instead of wine to congratulate you on becoming a godly venerable. Yu Qingru smiled and said, I also congratulate you on becoming a godly venerable. After the last farewell, the two had now become godly venerables. The two congratulated each other, smiling calmly. All words were contained in the tea. Lin Moyu communicated with the Human Emperor Network, hoping to give Yu Qingru permission. The Human Emperor Network quickly responded, with no problems. When Yu Qingru came last time, the Human Emperor Network had given the corresponding permissions, so Yu Qingru was able to successfully arrive in the Divine City Starfield this time. Otherwise, with the human race's defense system, it would be impossible for Yu Qingru to enter. Even in the deep space, she was under the surveillance of the Human Emperor Network. After obtaining permission, Lin Moyu also asked the Human Emperor Network for information on the various wonders and scenery in the Divine City Starfield. Although she had seen some of them last time, there were many people at that time, which was very different from this time. The battleship set sail again. Lin Moyu took Yu Qingru to admire the beautiful scenery and taste the human race's delicacies. The human race's cuisine was famous. Although they no longer needed food, delicious food would still attract people. Many cultivators with high realms in the human race would still flock to delicious food. The battleship flew past beautiful scenery, admiring different views. For Yu Qingru, although these sceneries were beautiful, they didn't seem to be as good as the person beside her. Unknowingly, the two came to the wonder of the Star Sea Rising Sun again. The wonder of the Star Sea Rising Sun would be staged every once in a while. In the wonder, that unique, small world appeared again, with square boxes that could run, tall buildings made of steel, and pedestrians coming and going. The roads were also painted with various lines, which were extremely peculiar. Yu Qingru squinted her eyes, of all the wonders I've seen, this one is the most peculiar. I wonder what kind of magical treasure these square things that can run are. Lin Moyu drank tea and casually replied, those are cars. Yu Qingru turned to look, how do you know? Lin Moyu knew that he had let something slip subconsciously and continued casually, some time ago, I went to an outer space by accident. I obtained some information there and learned about this information. Yu Qingru said she didn't doubt Lin Moyu's words. Lin Moyu thought for a moment and continued, in the outer space, I met your Princess Luotian. Yu Qingru exclaimed, Ancestor Luotian is still alive. Lin Moyu hummed, She's alive, but she still has things to do in the outer space, so she didn't come back. This time, I was able to return smoothly from the outer space because Princess Luotian helped me. Yu Qingru's eyes were slightly blurred. I've been listening to the stories of Princess Luotian since I was a child. She's also one of the people I admire the most. You also know that Princess Luotian is a mixed blood, but she is still loved by countless of us. If it weren't for her, our starry sky fish people race might have already She didn't continue, but Lin Moyu could hear that the starry sky fish people race must have suffered a great disaster. Yu Qingru talked about the story of Luotian. Yu Qingru could tell all the stories of Luotian in detail. Seeking flowers 0. From her words, it could be heard that Yu Qingru extremely admired Luotian. Lin Moyu drank tea, listened to Yu Qingru's story, and admired the peculiar scenery not far away at the same time. Lin Moyu had a peculiar memory of that steel jungle-like world. The life there was completely different from the life now. It seemed ordinary, but now that I think about it carefully, it seems to contain countless secrets. The text of the origin spell alone is an unimaginable secret. Suddenly, Lin Mo's eyes narrowed slightly. In the projection of the spectacle, an airplane flew across the sky. Lin Mo could naturally recognize the airplane, but above the airplane, Lin Mo saw someone. A person was sitting on top of the plane, drinking wine. He was wearing a Taoist robe, looking very uninhibited, and behind him, he carried a sharp sword. That world also has cultivators. Lin Mo thought to himself. He felt it was normal to have cultivators. If there were no cultivators, that world would only make him feel more mysterious. Now that he saw cultivators, he felt relieved. Having common ground is not terrible, the most terrible thing is having no common ground. The projection of the small world gradually disappeared, and Yu Qingru also finished telling the story of the goddess of Luo. Yu Qingru usually doesn't talk much, but when she talks about the goddess of Luo, she is very eloquent. Yu Qingru sighed. I really hope to see the goddess of Luo. Lin Mo smiled and said, there will be a chance. Yu Qingru didn't think so. It's hard to say. Our race has a very short lifespan. Even if we become Saint Venerables, we can only live for 5,000 years. The goddess of Luo is of mixed blood, so she can live for a long time. Maybe I will be dead and she will still be alive. Yu Qingru looked a little sad. Lin Mo said, perhaps there will be a way to solve it by then. As far as I know, the goddess of Luo's mother may still be alive. Yu Qingru's eyes widened. How is that possible? If the goddess of Luo's mother is still alive, she has lived for more than 10,000 years. It is common knowledge that the Saint Venerables of the starry sky fish human race can only live for 5,000 years at most. Lin Mo said, it should be right. Next time I have a chance to see the goddess of Luo, I will ask her. There should be a way. Yu Qingru showed a beautiful smile. Okay. At this time, Lin Mo suddenly looked at the void outside the ship and said in a low voice, here it comes. Chapter 1996. Causal Attack, Detonating Luck. The warship's gate opened, and Lin Mo came outside the warship. Yu Qingru also flew out with him, standing side by side with Lin Mo. Lin Mo saw thin lines flying from the void. These lines were both illusory and real, and seemed to exist and not exist. They were the causal lines. Causal lines generally do not appear, and Lin Mo has only seen them a few times. Only when the cause and effect is particularly strong, or caused by a causal magic weapon, will the causal lines appear. So it's a causal magic weapon. Lin Mo smiled slightly, and said to Yu Qingru, you step back, leave this to me. Yu Qingru obviously didn't want to retreat. I'll help you. Lin Mo shook his head. This is a causal attack, only targeting me. You can't help. Looking at Yu Qingru's worried look, Lin Mo smiled freely. Don't worry, it's far from enough to kill me with this. If you form a cause and effect with me, your patriarch is afraid he will regret it. Step back. This cause and effect has nothing to do with you. Don't get involved. Lin Mo said decisively. Yu Qingru could only obediently retreat. Then be careful. Yu Qingru instructed, retreating to the side, watching Lin Mo with some nervousness. Several causal lines wrapped around from the void. Lin Mo was facing a causal magic weapon for the first time, and was a little curious. He knew he didn't need to hide. The attack of the causal magic weapon ignored spatial distance. He couldn't hide. Even if he hid in the real world of the Saint Venerable, he would still be attacked. Faced with a causal attack, there is only one way, and that is to resist it head-on. It's just that there is some attention to the method of resisting. Luck burst. Lin Mo detonated his luck transformed into a dragon, and bursts of dragon roars came out. After these days of rest, luck has returned to its peak, and all previous losses have been replenished. Use my luck to fight against the causal attack. I want to see what's going on your side. Lin Mo whispered. He knew something about cause and effect, knowing that cause and effect is two-way. There is a cause and an effect. The starry skyfish human race launching an attack is the cause, and him being attacked is the effect. Similarly, his counterattack here is the cause, and the starry skyfish human race becomes the effect. Cause and effect is like worldly affairs, there is no absolute. This statement is too mysterious, only those who understand can understand, those who don't understand will be like listening to heavenly scriptures. With a move of his soul, he took the lead in contacting the causal line. Lin Mo trembled all over. The causal line contained majestic power, instantly shattering Lin Mo's soul power. The causal line landed on Lin Mo. Lin Mo trembled all over, purple gold light bloomed, resisting the causal line. The causal line also landed on the soul world. The soul world, which was already the prototype of a rule world, continued to rumble, and the world tree probed out countless branches, colliding with the causal line. The world tree's branches broke, but it probed out more branches to whip the causal line. The world tree's vitality was astonishingly huge, and new branches were constantly born, joining the battle group. However, the causal line was still extremely strong, still crushing the soul world, wanting to crush the soul world. From the causal line, Lin Mo felt a strong luck, as well as a terrible rule power. So this is the causal attack, using cause and effect as a guide, using luck as a fist, and the dual rules working together. The art of luck needs to be driven by the power of rules, and this causal magic weapon is also the same. Lin Mo's heart was like a mirror, and he instantly understood the situation he was facing. The starry skyfish human race gathered the race's luck and launched an attack on him. Its effect is similar to the luck burst. His individual luck, naturally cannot be compared with the luck of an entire race. Luck is the sublimation and convergence of luck, whether it is quality or quantity, it is stronger than individual luck. Even if he breaks through the limit and luck transforms into a dragon, he can only say it is slightly better, and still cannot resist. At the same time, Lin Mo also understood why it would lose its effect against peak divine venerables. In fact, not to mention peak divine venerables, this magic weapon would be greatly discounted when facing high-level divine venerables. High-level divine venerables give birth to the power of rules, and the power of rules is the basis for using luck. The karma in the dark connects the high-level divine venerables with the luck of the human race. Then, if you want to kill a high-level divine venerable, you need to fight against the luck of the human race. The higher the realm, the deeper the connection, the more luck of the human race you get, and the causal magic weapon will naturally become invalid. If that's the case, Lin Mo knew the way to deal with it, which was much simpler than he imagined. On his body, a peculiar aura rose up, and Lin Mo's realm began to increase sharply. Origin spell. Gathering power. Lin Mo's realm almost reached the 6th level of divine venerable in the blink of an eye, and then pierced the diaphragm like a bubble. Lin Mo transformed from a 2nd-level divine venerable into a high-level divine venerable. A trace of rule power was born, and at the same time, a mysterious power fell on him. Human race luck. Lin Mo's voice was very low, and at the same time, he was a little excited. He used to be unable to feel the luck of the human race, but now that he understands the reality, he can already feel the luck. Although luck cannot be used by him yet, as long as there is the blessing of human race luck, it will naturally protect him and resist luck attacks. With the arrival of human race luck, Lin Mo's pressure was greatly reduced. The effect of the causal attack was greatly weakened, and Lin Mo knew that he was already fine. But this was just the beginning. Lin Mo's realm was still constantly improving, becoming stronger and stronger. 8th level of Divine Venerable, the luck of the human race became more again. 9th level of Divine Venerable. Massive amounts of human race's fortune washed down, actively shielding Lin Mo from the threads of karma. With the karmic attack nullified, Lin Mo sneered, it is impolite not to reciprocate. The soul force, prepared for a long time, surged out, wrapped with the human race's fortune, and landed on the karmic threads. In an instant, Lin Mo perceived the situation at the other end of the karmic threads. The starry skyfish man race's patriarch, Yu Chimei, was holding a coral-shaped magical treasure, fully focused on casting the spell. However, judging from his appearance, it didn't seem to be going smoothly. How could it be smooth? Lin Mo had completely blocked the karmic attack on his side. This showed that he was merely manipulating the magical treasure, knowing nothing about the laws of karma, and even less about the concept of fortune. He truly knew what it was, but not why it was. Fortune burst technique. Along the karmic thread, Lin Mo launched an attack. His attack was unrelated to the race, it was a fortune attack, a one-on-one confrontation. Yu Chimei's personal fortune was greatly weakened. Yu Chimei vaguely felt uncomfortable, but couldn't pinpoint the source. As the patriarch of his race, Yu Chimei's personal fortune was also extremely good, reaching 82, displayed in red. Under Lin Mo's full weakening, Yu Chimei's fortune rapidly declined, having in the blink of an eye. The fortune color changed from red to green, and the value dropped from 82 to 41. Lin Mo knew this was the limit, and he couldn't weaken it further. After all, this was a living being, not a stone tablet, the two were fundamentally different. Explode, he lightly shouted in his heart, detonating the fortune of both sides. Attacking with fortune, Lin Mo's fortune was in a dragon transformation state, breaking through the limit. Yu Chimei's fortune was only 41, a significant difference between the two. Yu Chimei, who was casting the spell, trembled violently, spitting out a mouthful of blood, collapsing his room. He didn't understand at all how he was injured, or why he was injured. The two grand elders beside him were also shocked, they didn't understand why this happened either. At this moment, Yu Chimei heard a voice, "Patriarch Yu, Lin has noted this matter, please accept this small gift as a return. For the sake of Qingru, let's end this matter here. If there is a next time, Lin Mo will repay it in multiples." Chapter 1997. If you don't act like a human, don't blame me for scolding you. A look of horror couldn't help but appear in Yu Chimei's eyes, he actually heard Lin Mo's warning. The two were separated by an unknown number of light years, he didn't know how Lin Mo did it. Yu Chimei knew that his attack had failed, not only failed, but failed miserably. Lin Mo's terror was far beyond imagination. He told the two grand elders about this, and the two grand elders also revealed shocked expressions. No wonder the human race values Lin Mo so much, the terror of this child is unimaginable. I'm afraid he's not as simple as the second Xiaozantian, this child is very likely to surpass Xiaozantian and create a new era for the human race. Could it be that the human race will once again rule the world? If that's the case, it's not impossible. The three looked at each other, their expressions extremely complicated. This time, Lin Mo completely eliminated Yu Chimei's desire to kill him, and also shattered the rules of the Starry Sky Fishman race. Lin Mo's aura gradually calmed down, and his realm also returned to its true level. Yu Qingru looked very nervous from the side, and only now did she truly feel relieved. Lin Mo smiled, "Okay, it's fine now." Yu Qingru hummed, "That magical treasure isn't easy to activate, I think the Patriarch and the others won't dare to act again in a short time." Lin Mo said, "You're right. Yu Chimei didn't dare to act in a short time, it's estimated that he wouldn't dare to act in the future." Lin Mo knew how strong the effect of his words was, although it was just a warning, it was full of threat. Using the fortune burst technique, through the karmic thread, across infinite distance, he directly injured Yu Chimei. Even a Saint Venerable would probably be scared half to death by this method. Previously, the ancient Buddha used karma to strike him with a palm of the ancient Buddha. The ancient Buddha's palm had traces to follow, although it was powerful, it wasn't strange. The fortune burst technique had no traces to follow, making it appear somewhat strange. Lin Mo really wanted to know what the reaction of Yu Chimei and the others would be now, the expressions on their faces should be very interesting. Lin Mo took Yu Qingru on the journey again. A karmic attack, a fortune attack, was like an interlude, without affecting the interest of the two. In the next period of time, Lin Mo took Yu Qingru to see all the beautiful scenery in the Divine City Star territory, both large and small. "Are you sure you don't want me to accompany you back?" Lin Mo asked. Yu Qingru shook her head, "I can handle my own affairs." Lin Mo didn't stop her, "Then be careful, if there are any problems, just look for me, I will come to solve them." Yu Qingru smiled sweetly, "Don't worry, my identity is special, nothing will happen." As the princess of the Starry Sky Fishman race, Yu Qingru had already been internally designated as the next patriarch. As long as she achieved the other shore realm, she could become the patriarch, even if she made a mistake, they wouldn't do anything to her. What's more, Lin Mo felt that Yu Chimei and the others were even less likely to punish Yu Qingru now. With reluctance, Yu Qingru left. Although she didn't say anything, Lin Mo was very clear about that reluctance. Lin Mo knew that the two would meet again sooner or later, the karmic thread was still there, this farewell was not the end. Lin Mo also returned to Divine City, and prepared to cultivate again. One thing after another was telling him that in this world, if you want to live freely, strength is the first priority. If he was already a Saint Venerable, how would Yu Chimei dare to attack him again? On the way back, Lin Mo sent a message to House Saint Venerable, asking about Little Wu's situation. Lin Mo would ask every once in a while. House Saint Venerable left the Divine City Star Territory with Little Wu, and was wandering around the human race's Four Directions Star Territory. The old and the young got along very well, and Little Wu seemed to be enjoying herself. This time was the same. House Saint Venerable took Little Wu to the Azure Dragon Star Territory, and it was unclear when they would return. Lin Mo was happy to see this. Little Wu had changed from a tool spirit to a real person, so naturally she had to experience the world. She didn't know how many years she had spent in the Cloud Mist sect before. Although Illusion Mist Heavenly Venerable treated her very well, she was always trapped in the same place. Now she finally had the opportunity to see this world. Illusion Mist Heavenly Venerable, I have fulfilled what I promised you. Lin Mo thought in his heart. Suddenly, he felt something in his soul stirring. His mind sank into his soul, and Lin Mo saw the Cloud Mist Sect's Supreme Inheritance Pearl, shining brightly. In the light, countless runes were projected. These runes danced in the light and shadow, and many of them were runes that Lin Mo had never seen before. However, based on his understanding of runes, he could roughly determine the function of these runes. Space runes, time runes, and these runes, I don't even recognize them. Lin Mo thought that he had mastered almost all the runes, but he didn't expect that there were still so many runes that he had never seen before. These runes continued to dance, and then merged with each other, forming one mysterious ancient rune after another. Then these ancient runes combined again, turning into mountains, turning into seas, turning into star behemoths, and star systems. Finally, a rune giant, bigger than a galaxy, appeared in the light and shadow. It held stars in its hands, shattered galaxies with its fists, and was incomparably powerful. Lin Mo Yu was greatly shocked. Ancient giant. The giant in the light and shadow was exactly the same as the ancient giant he had seen before. The secret realm of the Divine City Star region was formed from the ancient giant's ancient rune fragments. The severed finger of the ancient giant is still outside the Divine City Star region. It is clearly the supreme inheritance of the Yunwu sect, so why would an ancient giant appear? Could it be that the ancient giant was also transformed by the Yunwu sect? Lin Mo Yu instinctively felt that it was unlikely. His guess was not based on any evidence, but how else could he explain what he saw before his eyes? The pearl burst out with a strong light again, dispelling all the light and shadows. The strong light illuminated most of the soul world, and then a large amount of information rushed into the soul. Lin Mo Yu was caught off guard. The soul transmitted a strong, sharp pain, almost collapsing from the information stream. It was not easy to endure it, and Lin Mo Yu was still afraid. This was the second time. The previous time was like this, and the second time was also like this. This supreme inheritance really doesn't care about the life or death of the recipient. Lin Mo Yu suspected that in the eyes of those heavenly venerates, if they couldn't even accept the information, they wouldn't deserve to receive the inheritance. Thinking about it, there is a high probability of this. Those heavenly venerates are super strong, and their personalities may also be very strange. Hard to say, maybe it's a strange old guy who likes to see others unlucky. Lin Mo Yu speculated secretly, regardless of whether it was true or false, right or wrong, who told the supreme inheritance to be so inhumane. Thinking to himself, Lin Mo Yu was also sorting out the inherited information at the same time. He was multitasking, and while sorting, he had already begun to check. After reading for a moment, Lin Mo Yu couldn't help but show surprise, so that's how it is. The previous inheritance mainly talked about the art of luck. After learning it, Lin Mo Yu once believed that the Yunwu sect was sublimated from luck to fortune, and then fortune came into contact with the law of karma, layer by layer. At that time, he admired the ancestors of the Yunwu sect for actually using this method to come into contact with the ethereal law of karma. But now, he truly realized that he had underestimated the Yunwu sect. The inheritance of the Yunwu sect has surpassed the art of luck and has truly come into contact with the law of karma. And relying on the law of karma, the Yunwu sect made many arrangements back then. Chapter 1998. Two heavenly venerates whose relationship isn't very good. The amount of inherited information was huge, and Lin Mo-yu couldn't help but laugh and cry. Illusion Mist Heavenly Venerate, you're ruthless. You can still keep a hand in this kind of thing. For the Yunwu sect, inheritance is an incomparably important and sacred matter. Illusion Mist Heavenly Venerate was the ruler of the Yunwu sect at that time, and he alone was in charge of inheritance matters. Especially after the inheritance site was lost after the war, it was even more necessary for future generations to inherit it. He never expected that Illusion Mist Heavenly Venerate would have selfish motives in this matter. Previously, the art of luck that Lin Mo-yu obtained from the supreme inheritance was only a part of the inheritance. Most of this part of the inheritance was theory, and there were almost no spells. Lin Mo-yu had no doubts at the time. The art of luck was too mysterious, and he couldn't even understand it very well. His realm was not high enough, and he couldn't see the omissions in it, so there was nothing he could do. He never expected that there would be another part of the inheritance in the supreme inheritance, which was no longer just theory but had real spells. It can be said that this is the core of the true inheritance. The only way to activate this part of the inheritance is to create a body for Xiao Wu. Only when Xiao Wu successfully creates a body and successfully becomes a living being will this part of the inheritance be unsealed. As for how the inheritance judged it, Lin Mo-yu thought it wouldn't be difficult. With the ability of Illusion Mist Heavenly Venerate, he could achieve it by simply making some judgments at the level of karma. Now that Xiao Wu has a body and has been successful for a period of time, Illusion Mist Heavenly Venerate's restrictions have been lifted, and Lin Mo-yu has naturally obtained this part of the inheritance. Fortunately, he agreed to Illusion Mist Heavenly Venerate's words at that time, and he also tried his best to complete this matter afterwards. If he encountered some people who only promised but didn't do it, then don't even think about getting this part of the inheritance. It can be seen from this that Illusion Mist Heavenly Venerate is really good to Xiao Wu, with a kind of illusion of treating her as his own daughter. Lin Mo-yu even suspected that Illusion Mist Heavenly Venerate had no wife or children in his life, so he regarded Xiao Wu as his own daughter. The information of the inheritance finally stopped, and Lin Mo-yu also slowly breathed a sigh of relief. Finally over. A burst of pain came from the soul, already close to the limit. Lin Mo-yu relaxed his soul, allowing it to recover. The inheritance had some high requirements for the soul. With his holy venerable realm soul, he almost couldn't bear it. Perhaps, in the eyes of the Illusion Mist Heavenly Venerate back then, the holy venerable may only be the passing standard. Why is it still glowing? Unintentionally seeing the supreme inheritance pearl still glowing, ancient runes appeared on it again. A thought popped into Lin Mo-yu's mind, it's not over yet, is it? Whoosh! The strong light illuminated the soul world again, and another amount of information rushed over, completely ignoring whether Lin Mo-yu could bear it. Damn it, you sister! Lin Mo-yu used his words from his previous life, angrily complaining to express his feelings. The soul was almost exploding. This time, the information was no less than before. Lin Mo-yu tried his best to control his soul and prevent it from exploding. Although the soul can be reborn, and it only takes half a second before and after, he didn't know if he would miss any important information in this half second. So Lin Mo-yu tried to maintain his soul and endure the pain. The world tree dropped branches, scattering countless golden light spots, helping the soul maintain stability. The 9-colored dragon soul crystal also spewed out dragon breath, protecting the soul. There was too much information coming over, and the soul still reached its limit, expanding at a speed visible to the naked eye. Damn, I can't hold on anymore. Lin Mo-yu realized that his soul had really reached its limit and would soon explode. There was too much information in the inheritance, so much that he couldn't bear it at all. I have to do something. Lin Mo-yu raised the staff of natural disaster. This was the only thing he could think of that might be useful. If even the staff of natural disaster was useless, then he would wait for his soul to explode. He wouldn't die, but he would lose some inheritance. Lin Mo-yu communicated with it with his soul, but the staff of natural disaster didn't respond. The soul endured the pain and patted the staff of natural disaster with its swollen little hand. If you don't move, my inheritance will be lost. Please move, I know you must have other uses besides smashing things. Under Lin Mo-yu's patting, the staff of natural disaster finally had a little reaction. It seemed to vibrate reluctantly, and the soul gem on it shot out an earthy yellow light that fell on the soul. The originally swollen soul returned to its original state in the blink of an eye. The pain subsided, and Lin Mo had a feeling of refreshment. Lin Mo didn't understand how the soul gem did it, but it did it. He felt as if his soul's tolerance had doubled. The soul that could only accommodate a large river could now accommodate an ocean. Lin Mo knew very well that this was only temporary and that the essence of his soul would not change. When the effect of the soul gem disappears, this ocean will definitely erupt into a tsunami and destroy the soul. He seized the time and quickly accepted and sorted out this information. The soul ran at the fastest speed, and Lin Mo didn't dare to delay or be distracted for a second. If he wasn't afraid of missing the inheritance, Lin Mo would even want to use the law of time to slow down the flow of time for himself. The soul was about to smoke, and an excited expression appeared on his face. Lin Mo was excited, truly excited. Even with his state of mind, he couldn't help but be moved. The inheritance he received this time wasn't the inheritance of the Cloud Mist sect, but the inheritance of another celestial venerable. This celestial venerable was the #1 rune master of that era, the Saint Rune Celestial Venerable. No one would have thought that within the supreme inheritance of the Cloud Mist sect, there would actually be the inheritance of the Saint Rune Celestial Venerable. Moreover, this inheritance would only be activated after the Cloud Mist sect's inheritance was completely finished. If he didn't help Little Mist shape a physical body, the loss would be truly great. Little Mist had become the key to 2 inheritances, making her significance extremely important. Lin Mo was very fortunate that he had made the right choice. The inheritance of the Saint Rune Celestial Venerable poured in continuously. The amount of information from a Celestial Venerable's inheritance was simply terrifying. Later on, Lin Mo had no time to think about anything else, only knowing to constantly sort through it. The effect of the soul gem was unknowingly fading. Lin Mo once again felt the distending pain, but it was much better than before. At this moment, Lin Mo had no way to think. He instinctively sorted through the information, racing against time. He didn't know how long had passed before the inheritance finally ended. Lin Mo's soul was still intact. He revealed a smile. Fortunately, I made it through. Not bad, little guy, very resilient. You are qualified to receive this venerable one's inheritance. A voice suddenly sounded. Lin Mo saw a figure appear above the pearl. The figure magnified in his vision, turning into a dignified middle-aged man, with a temperament somewhat similar to the Illusion Mist Celestial Venerable. Lin Mo immediately realized the identity of this big shot, and immediately respectfully bowed. Junior greets the Saint Rune Celestial Venerable. The Saint Rune Celestial Venerable revealed a smile, dignified yet amiable, seeing that you are only over 100 years old, yet you have reached the realm of God Venerable, and possess a Saint Venerable realm soul, constructing a world prototype. Even in this old man's era, you are a top genius. Not to mention anything else, that old boy Huan Wu was far inferior to you when he was young. The Saint Rune Celestial Venerable praised Lin Mo, while also belittling the Illusion Mist Celestial Venerable. Lin Mo couldn't help but complain inwardly in his heart. It seems that the Saint Rune Celestial Venerable and the Illusion Mist Celestial Venerable don't have a good relationship. But if the relationship isn't good, why are their inheritances together? Chapter 1999. Celestial Venerables also have emotions and desires. The Saint Rune Celestial Venerable seemed to see through Lin Mo's thoughts, and slowly said, "Little guy, you must be guessing why this old man's inheritance is placed in the Cloud Mist sect." Lin Mo honestly admitted it. Lying in front of a Celestial Venerable was useless. The Saint Rune Celestial Venerable slowly sat down, sitting on the supreme inheritance pearl of the Cloud Mist sect, so comfortable sitting on the inheritance treasure of the Cloud Mist sect, it's like sitting on that old boy Huan Wu. The corners of Lin Mo's mouth twitched. It seemed that these 2 Celestial Venerables really had a story. The Saint Rune Celestial Venerable said, "Actually, it's very simple, because this old man can't stand that old boy Huan Wu." What kind of reason was this? If he couldn't stand the Illusion Mist Celestial Venerable, why would he put the inheritance together? Lin Mo said he didn't understand. The Saint Rune Celestial Venerable explained, "Because I can't stand it, I want to add some difficulty to that old boy Huan Wu's inheritor. If you can't even withstand this old man's inheritance, then die. Don't even think about Huan Wu's inheritance." Lin Mo was horrified. The Saint Rune Celestial Venerable would actually have such thoughts. After receiving the Illusion Mist Celestial Venerable's inheritance, and then receiving the Saint Rune Celestial Venerable's inheritance, ordinary Saint Venerables simply couldn't withstand it. This wasn't sabotage, this was simply murder. But Lin Mo Yu couldn't say that. The corners of his mouth twitched. Is it too dangerous for you, old man, to do this? The Saint Rune Celestial Venerable snorted. What's so dangerous? Didn't you succeed? Lin Mo Yu was a little speechless. Could others compare with him? Did others have the world tree? Did they have the 9-colored dragon soul crystal? Did they have the staff of cataclysm? Lin Mo Yu dared to say that even if it was House Saint Venerable, this inheritance would be a death sentence. But he didn't dare to say a word. Facing a celestial venerable, even if it was just a remnant soul, killing him wouldn't take much effort. The Saint Rune Celestial Venerable continued, that old boy Huan Wu is not authentic. He escaped himself, only leaving the inheritance behind, not caring about the life or death of the great world. He didn't even take Little Mist away, and even said he had seen cause and effect, seen fate, and Little Mist had her own benefactor. If you're timid, then you're timid. Don't find any fart reason. Your father just can't stand his hypocrisy. So after that old boy Huan Wu escaped, I entered the Cloud Mist sect and left my inheritance inside. Old man wants to see if the benefactor that Huan Wu the coward spoke of will appear. If you can't even take this old man's inheritance, then you're not some benefactor. Lin Mo Yu was a little speechless. If I can't take it, I'll die. The Saint Rune Celestial Venerable snorted, then that can only mean that that guy isn't some benefactor, meaning Huan Wu the coward was wrong. What a pity, you kid actually took it. What do you mean, what a pity? 10 million starry sky behemoths galloped past in Lin Mo Yu's heart. Was the Saint Rune Celestial Venerable really a celestial venerable? Why was his personality like a child's? It was a little scary. Lin Mo Yu even suspected that the Saint Rune Celestial Venerable would kill him to prove that the Illusion Mist Celestial Venerable was wrong. The Saint Rune Celestial Venerable sidelong looked at Lin Mo Yu. Don't worry, I won't kill you. What this old man can't stand is the coward Huan Wu, not you. Lin Mo Yu pondered the Saint Rune Celestial Venerable's words, and mustered his courage to ask, Senior, what exactly did the Illusion Mist Celestial Venerable do to make you so angry? He could hear that the Saint Rune Celestial Venerable greatly disliked the Illusion Mist Celestial Venerable, but restrained himself because of his status, so he didn't say it. Lin Mo Yu's words were like giving him a vent. The Saint Rune Celestial Venerable immediately followed Lin Mo Yu's words. All right, since you want to hear it, then this old man will talk about it. It was as if resentment that had been suppressed for countless years was pouring out like a waterfall. Lin Mo Yu listened carefully, not saying a word in between. He never would have thought that the Saint Rune Celestial Venerable's resentment was so heavy. The two Celestial Venerables were not just at odds, they were almost about to turn against each other. If it wasn't because everyone was from the human race, they might have already fought. It turned out that the conflict between the two was because of a woman when they were young. The two simultaneously fell in love with a woman, but this woman didn't fall in love with either of them. The reason was that both of them were too good to her, and she couldn't choose. This woman eventually remained unmarried for life, until her lifespan was exhausted. The Illusion Mist Celestial Venerable preserved the woman's soul and refined it into an artifact spirit, which was Little Mist. The Illusion Mist Celestial Venerable was extremely good to Little Mist, and he also remained unmarried for life. At that time, Tian Zun Sheng Zun was one step late, and later every time I saw Xiao Wu and Huan Wu Tian Zun, BJFH, I always felt uncomfortable. Especially after the ancient war, Huan Wu Tianzun left this world and left Xiao Wu here. Said that Xiao Wu would meet a noble person, and warned the Saint Rune Celestial Venerable not to interfere. Although the Saint Rune Celestial Venerable couldn't stand the Illusion Mist Celestial Venerable, he also knew that the Illusion Mist Celestial Venerable wouldn't joke about Little Mist's affairs. So, he also left an inheritance, wanting to see who the so-called benefactor was. There was actually such a thing. It really made Lin Mo Yu a little dumbfounded. A dignified Celestial Venerable would actually be troubled by love. But thinking about it carefully, this seemed very normal. Celestial Venerables represent status, position, and strength, but it doesn't mean they don't have emotions and desires. If he became a Celestial Venerable one day, he might do the same. The Saint Rune Celestial Venerable said, This old man has seen everything you've done later. You've done well, better than the coward, and this old man, am very satisfied. Lin Mo Yu asked, I wonder what the Illusion Mist Celestial Venerable was planning to do back then. The Saint Rune Celestial Venerable casually said, What good method could he have? It's nothing more than going to the Boundary Sea to find Speaking of this, he suddenly paused, not continuing to speak. You don't need to know these things now. When you become a celestial venerable, it won't be too late to know. Lin Moyu didn't press him. If the Saint Rune Celestial Venerable didn't want to say it, it was useless for him to press him. But he also remembered the words Boundary Sea. According to his guess, the Boundary Sea should be a place that only celestial venerables can know and go to. Lin Moyu changed the topic. Is the Illusion Mist Celestial Venerable still alive? The Saint Rune Celestial Venerable coldly snorted. Perhaps, maybe he's still alive, maybe he's already dead. The Saint Rune Celestial Venerable's remnant soul, like the Illusion Mist Celestial Venerable's remnant soul, was completely disconnected from the main body. Regardless of whether the main body lived or died, it had no effect on the remnant soul. Although the Saint Rune Celestial Venerable didn't say it, he had already given Lin Moyu a possibility. The Illusion Mist Celestial Venerable really had a chance of still being alive. But the lifespan of a Celestial Venerable is only 500,000 years, and the Illusion Mist Celestial Venerable said that longevity is not easy. 2 million years have passed since ancient times. How did the Illusion Mist Celestial Venerable survive? Saint Talisman Heavenly Lord said, I know you still have many questions, but this old man can only say so much. This old man's wisp of remnant soul doesn't have much time left, so I won't waste it here. Remember, the stronger you are, the more qualified you are to know. Without strength, the more you know, the faster you die. Since Coward says you are Little Mist's benefactor, then you should be a good benefactor and don't die. This world doesn't have many days left, see if you can help the world change its fate against the heavens. Lin Moyu asked, where are you going, Senior? Saint Talisman Heavenly Lord smiled and said, to do some things that should be done. We people owe this world, so let this old man try his best to make up for it. At this moment, Saint Talisman Heavenly Lord finally had some semblance of a Heavenly Lord. He put away his smile, his expression became solemn and majestic, exuding a formidable heavenly might. Chapter 2000. The Inheritance of the Saint Talisman Heavenly Lord, Ancient Talisman Warrior. Saint Talisman Heavenly Lord left, leaving behind a similar sentence. Although he didn't understand, Lin Moyu could also understand that Saint Talisman Heavenly Lord kept calling Illusionary Mist Heavenly Lord a coward, but in the end, he also left this world. They abandoned the great world. But why is this so? Lin Moyu didn't quite believe that those Heavenly Lords would really abandon the great world, which was not the same as what he had seen and heard before. The former Supreme Beings all died in battle for the great world. The ancient powerhouses were born from the great world was their home, so how could they easily give up? Could it be that there is a reason why they have to do this? Or rather, there are still inside stories I don't know. Lin Moyu couldn't make a reckless conclusion, now his realm is not enough, many things he is not qualified to know. But even if he knew, what could he do? He had no ability to change it, only to increase his troubles. What he needs to do now is to cultivate hard, reach the peak of Saint Venerable, and recast the God Road. If you want to know the truth, you must first obtain the qualification. Letting the battleship float in the starry sky, Lin Moyu sat motionless in it. He was sorting out the information in the inheritance. There was too much and too miscellaneous inheritance information, and there was really a lot of content that needed to be sorted out, which required a lot of time. Slowly sorting it out, this time the supreme inheritance of the Cloud Mist sect added several practical methods for luck, but it also requires the power of rules to use. The Cloud Mist sect rises from luck, then sublimates to fate, and finally reaches the law of cause and effect, corresponding to the realm one by one. Before the other shore, you can learn luck-based spells, interfere with and affect personal luck, and even launch attacks through luck. After the other shore, you can interfere with fate, and even affect the entire sect and race, and even destroy the sect and exterminate the race is not a problem. And in the end, truly touching cause and effect is no longer a category that Lin Moyu can touch, it is still too far away. After sorting out the inheritance of the Cloud Mist sect, Lin Moyu breathed a sigh of relief, it's finally complete, following this road, at least you can reach the Supreme. Whether the God Road can be recast has become the biggest obstacle. It's a pity that there is no way to recast the God Road in the inheritance of the Cloud Mist sect. There are gains, and some small disappointments. Lin Moyu put it aside and continued to sort out the inheritance of the Saint Talisman Heavenly Lord. Compared with the inheritance of the Cloud Mist sect, the inheritance of the Saint Talisman Heavenly Lord is much more practical. The inheritance contains all the knowledge about runes that the Saint Talisman Heavenly Lord learned in his life. Many knowledges and many runes are treasures in today's world. Lin Moyu deeply realized how brilliant the rune path was in ancient times. At that time, the exploration of runes by the strong had far surpassed the understanding of today's cultivators. At that time, the other shore realm was the starting point of the rune path. Lin Moyu sorted out while muttering to himself, runes also have the distinction between virtual and real. If you only master real runes, the limit is the supreme. If you want to go further, you must master virtual runes. That is to say, if you want to achieve Heavenly Lord, you must understand the way of virtual and real. I thought right, the rune path does not have the distinction of merging runes or rune formations. If you want to go to the end, you must have a comprehensive grasp of runes. Those talisman masters now are all going in the wrong direction. The inheritance of knowledge has been interrupted in the face of repeated disasters. Today's cultivators have a deviation in their understanding of runes, and Lin Moyu feels it is necessary to correct their understanding. The method is also very simple, he only needs to give the inheritance of the Saint Talisman Heavenly Lord to Talisman Saint Venerable, and Talisman Saint Venerable will naturally understand what to do. As he continued to sort out the inheritance, he got more and more information. A gleam of light appeared in his eyes, and he said to himself, so that ancient giant is called the Ancient Talisman Warrior. The Ancient Talisman Warrior is an ancient talisman warrior created by the Saint Talisman Heavenly Lord, collecting all his life's learning, and it is also his great achievement in the path of talisman. The Ancient Talisman Warrior gathers virtual and real runes, and the virtual and real runes are fused together, thus producing wonderful changes. No wonder, even if the ancient talisman is broken, it can evolve into a secret realm to form its own world. The reason lies here. Today's number one rune master, Talisman Saint Venerable, cannot create a world with ancient talismans. Not to mention just creating a world with broken ancient talismans. Talisman Saint Venerable has been studying, but has never gotten the result. Lin Moyu didn't know why at the time, but now he finally understands that the reason lies in the virtual and real runes. Only by understanding the virtual and real, and fusing the virtual and real runes, can you truly turn decay into magic. However, one thing is correct. In ancient times, ancient talismans were also divided into 3 grades and 9 levels. Runes have levels, ordinary runes have basic and advanced distinctions. Ancient talismans have 3 grades and 9 levels, the 1st to 3rd grades are low level. The 4th to 6th grades are middle level, and the 7th to 9th grades are high level. Next, Lin Moyu's eyes showed shock, and his tone became a little unnatural. The ancient talisman warrior is only a 7th order ancient talisman. He repeatedly confirmed, and finally confirmed that he was not mistaken. In the inheritance of the Saint Talisman Heavenly Lord, the ancient talisman warrior he created with all his life's learning is only a 7th order ancient talisman. A second ago, Lin Moyu thought that the ancient talisman warrior should belong to the 9th order ancient talisman, and is the ultimate expression of the rune path. But the next second he was slapped in the face, the ancient talisman warrior is only a 7th order ancient talisman. With an unbelievable mood, Lin Moyu continued to check the inheritance. Finally know why the Saint Talisman Heavenly Lord classified the ancient talisman warrior as the 7th level. In his concept, the 8th order ancient talisman can evolve into a law star river, and independently become a law or even a rule. Only such a rune can be called an 8th order ancient talisman. As for the 9th order ancient talisman, that is the true ultimate of the rune path. The Great World Rune deserves to be called the 9th order ancient talisman in the eyes of the Saint Talisman Heavenly Lord. Independently evolve the world, evolve countless laws, and evolve real creatures. With one talisman, the world is born. This is the essential difference in vision and pattern. Lin Moyu seemed to see a new world. He found that his vision was too small. The goal of the Saint Talisman Heavenly Lord is to surpass the Heavenly Lord, master the Great World Rune, and become the Lord of the world. Unfortunately, in the end, he failed to do so. Finally, after reading all the inheritance of the Saint Talisman Heavenly Lord, the harvest was not small. Unlike the inheritance of the Cloud Mist sect, which is so ethereal and difficult to understand, the inheritance of the Saint Talisman Heavenly Lord is all real. Only when it involves the virtual and real path of runes, it will become mysterious and difficult to understand. At least in his eyes, these runes are not difficult. Lin Moyu took out a jade tablet and wanted to copy a copy of the inheritance of the Saint Talisman Heavenly Lord. But the inheritance was only copied to less than 1/10, and the jade tablet shattered on the spot with a soft sound. Lin Moyu realized that the inheritance of the Saint Venerable is not something that ordinary jade tablets can bear. After trying a few more times, he found that ordinary jade tablets can only bear a very small part of the content at most. These contents do not involve ancient runes, only basic runes and advanced runes, and even some of the Saint Rune Heavenly Venerate's ideas cannot be copied into them. It seems that in the inheritance, there is still the supreme will of the Saint Rune Heavenly Venerate. The warship, which had been floating in the starry sky for a long time, once again entered deep space and flew towards Divine City.